that's a guess of mine. I don't know. And World War One was like 1918, 1919. So as soon as they started getting a fucking voice, you know.
Okay. So real quick, dude. That's Black Hat Cinephile. Welcome, sir. Welcome, my good friend, Black Hat Cinephile. Anybody who's watching now, Black Hat Cinephile is an extraordinary writer, and he has an incredibly cool book out that I'm going to show in 2 seconds that I'm going to plug here for him. But this, according to SJWs, women have never been in film. Exactly. Yeah, they've never been in film, so therefore they have to replace. We just have to replace. And
yeah,
it's just absolutely silly, and they're shallow. They're just shallow people, and that's what I've been thinking about this whole last week, this entire last week, and I'm thinking about it. They're people that don't really have any. They don't, think a little bit deeper than just. I mean, if anyone's judging people upon based on how they look, it's them, because and this has been said a million times, but you have to really kind of get into it deep and kind of think, okay, so who really needs to just have their, they need to see something else on screen, and that's all they care about. They only care about what they see. And it's like, I don't know, in my personal experience and what I've read, most women don't feel that way. Most women actually, more women read than watch movies. More men watch movies than women do. And that's why there's a million dudes here on YouTube talking about movies, because men love films. We love movies. We love the visual aspect of that. It's something that we crave more, or that we enjoy more, something that stimulates us more.
I agree. And, that's the same reason. I mean, what you're saying right there is the same reason for the I'm doing quotes with my fingers, the wage gap difference. You know what the wage gap difference is? Men do construction. Women don't want to be an electrician.
Yep. Yeah. And it's just really funny. Like I'll there's a lot of people out there who is just like, we need more women here in this field. It's like, okay, that's fine that you feel that way.
Yeah.
But let them feel that way first. I'm all about encouraging. I think everyone here is all about encouraging, but it just ultimately, it's like been proven and you said many times. So yeah, it's exactly what it is. It is what it is. Like, men are doing these dirty jobs. I was just listening to Nerdrotic a second ago. He was talking about, underwater welders. These people die all the time, and guess what? Yeah, they're all men, because they're willing to go out there and bust their asses and do something that's a really scary, crazy mother effing job, and do that and risk their lives and get paid well, because that's what they're doing. But imagine that, underwater welding, and he's in your neck of the woods too. So he's in San Francisco. So, but anyway, he's just pointing that out. So,
oh yeah, Gary from Nerdrotic, yeah. It's underwater welding sound might as well be stand-up comedy, because women can't do that either.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Who's the best woman comedian?
I definitely. I don't know. I had a huge crush on Amy Poehler and Tina Fey back in years and years ago.
I did too, but they're not comedians. They're like sketch comedy artists. I had Amy humor too, but I want to fuck Miss Piggy too. So
We're all just trying to eat some pork, man. That's all we're just trying to do. Just trying to get some pork. I just want a greasy pork sandwich served on a dirty ashtray.
Exactly.
I think that was actually on an SNL skit I saw once. Or nice greasy pork sandwich served on a dirty ashtray. Anyway, no. That is very. I've been told that I do this, and this is like supposedly a Satan symbol. So I'm going to try to not, that's something that I just have always done, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to try to work away from it, because it's Satan.
Hey, what's your shirt say?
Oh, it's Darth Plagueis.
Nice.
It's just my super nerd shirt. It's a
nice, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's if you're into, there was a time where I just read nothing but Star Wars. I read a lot, and this book, it's my favorite. It's my favorite piece of Star Wars story, history, everything. It's like goes into the depth of the politics and everything.
I read it.
What did you think? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I loved it.
It's not action-packed. It's not an action-packed flick. It's our book, and that's why a lot of people say it's kind of down further. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I agree with you. I really like the political the scheming and of all that, and the Plagueis and the whole history, and Darth Maul, and that was cool, right? Doesn't I mean,
Yeah, Darth Maul is kind of like their pet.
yeah.
He's kind of like he's kind of like this just this pet.
They never took serious. They never took him serious,
Yeah, and he wanted to be taken seriously, so he just kind of goes nuts.
Which made if you're counting the EU as something that really is canon, then that made me appreciate the Clone Wars cartoon series more. With the and not just that, but the second one, the second series too. The what was the one I didn't like it as much? Rebels. With all the Darth Maul stuff.
Yes, yeah. All the whole Obi-Wan Kenobi Darth Maul arc and Rebels was extraordinary, and so it's like that. They could have built more on that in this Kenobi series. Like, but they've already killed Darth Maul, so that's stupid. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about the show, right? Yeah.
They killed him in Rebels. It's like you do realize that you killed a fucking gold mine. That was the stupidest decision anyone could have ever made. And they were trying to get the ratings up for Rebels, which I understand, because that was the only thing going on there. And I was watching every second of it because I was like, Star Wars, give me, and it's like, meh. But it's like, but I didn't really care, and anyway, like just having that whole thing with Ezra, it was just so silly having that be built up, and then it's like what we should be seeing. We had ideas, friends of mine and I at work. We had ideas for a Star Wars film, a fan film, and it was Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Maul, and Boba Fett all fighting each other in the desert on Tatooine, because they were Darth Maul and Boba Fett both received kind of little alerts to not who Luke was, but maybe that they were threats to Luke or something, that they were going after Luke. And so Obi-Wan has to defend Luke against both of those guys.
That's so tight, dude. I like that. It could be like when they get the text in John Wick.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. They're assassins and they get the exactly. They get the alert. Yeah.
That would be such a sick ass Star Wars film,
We storyboarded half of it, and it's like I took because I can't draw, so we did computer images and everything. We did the whole thing and wrote it out. My friend wrote dialogue, and it's somewhere in my email. But anyway, it's like one of those things that would be just ridiculously expensive and incredibly difficult to make. But it's like one day if I had money, we'll do that. But it's just silly because it's like they didn't plan. So we this is such a million times. But my point is that I love Darth Plagueis because he ends up undergoing an injury that he has to get a breathing mask just like Vader, etc. And he was actually in the original canon, he was the one who created Darth Vader, was Plagueis. So it's like if they really wanted to have things play out really cool in Episode 9, what they would do is they would actually bring actually have Plagueis show up. But
Snoke should have been Plagueis.
Yeah. Then he would be still alive because he could cheat death or whatever.
Yeah. Instead, he gets killed by the old not paying attention to the lightsaber maneuver. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh.
What a weak ass character that they did that to him, And then they're probably gonna try to bring him back for this one. Nobody wants I don't give a fuck anymore,
Nobody cares. Everybody in the chat, hey, thanks for joining us, everybody in the chat. Both Black Hat Cinephile and Snowdub, how's it going, man? No, you are not late, sir. You're just in. We're gonna get you into one of these chats, Snowdub and Black Hat. Anyway, No.
Hail Snowdub, my friend Snowdub.
Hail Snowdub. What's the name of your guys' show on Saturday nights again?
Bigot and the Ribbit Show.
Yeah. Ribbit and the Spligot. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. No, I know. It's the puppets from all different Muppets, right? That's what it is. It's puppets from many different Muppets, and dude, I love that show. I've been watching a lot of that channel of Snowdub's channel, and there was one where you have a girl talking to dude, I love to see a couple of Muppets just popping around, and when it's just like Sesame Street was, you got one person, one regular person, and then everybody else with Muppets around. Anyway. It's great stuff. It's classic. But anyway, so Black Hat Cinephile says the SJWs are the ones putting those certain people down by implying those people need their help. Exactly, so true. That's what we've been saying for many years, and I think hopefully that this whole Chappelle thing has done something. I'm optimistic now. I'm optimistic because Netflix. I mean, this whole thing happened because of Netflix having financial troubles. Right? That's my assessment. What do you think about that? Why Netflix actually allowed him to do that?
Yeah, I mean, financial troubles aside, yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I did know that they were bleeding money actually, but
Well, it was reported in a lot of I mean, it wasn't like confirmed, whatever, but it's like they had showed their records
right.
every year, and it was apparently it was like always in the red, and they just barely spent this huge 6 or 7 or 20 figure deal with the Benioff and DB Weiss guys, the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's like they're just hemorrhaging. They're just spending so much money on trying to keep content to bring people to their platform. But it's like Amazon has all these other things, all these other ways to make money, and so they can subsidize that. But Netflix, that's all they have are their subscribers.
Yeah. But also, Amazon, their stuff they've been hitting lately. The Boys, great show. Jack Ryan, great show. There's a lot of mainstream appeal shows that they're pumping out on there. The Gods and Omens or whatever, the Gods and Demons or whatever.
I still haven't seen that yet, but it looks awesome.
Right, it's a good show. It's a good show. But Netflix, pretty much, especially after they lose Star Wars, they're only going to have Stranger Things, and yeah, I guess the comedy they got to pay big bucks for that comedy. What they paid Dave Chappelle, $20 million an episode? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I'm wondering about, I am dying to know, but I know that we won't. I think that Netflix has to release some of their revenue, or at least kind of give us some. I mean, they have to release it somewhere, right? They have to kind of know. So I would be. We probably will never know this, but I'm dying to know how much money Chappelle made them, because if he made them a ton of money. That is actually really good. Well, that means that they're gonna have him do it again.
Yeah,
and so
exactly, and not just him though. That'll encourage, hopefully, other comedians all down the pipeline to say offensive things that hurts people's feelings.
Dude, it's like people. I think people have been trying to do this for a long time. Apparently there's a lot of people who've been trying to say it. I mean, James Woods has been on that the whole. He's been on that rant the whole time, and like, who else that has been trying?
He's seen as a Republican. Dave Chappelle is one of their heroes.
Right.
So when you lose, when you lose a comedian, then that's really you really done fucked up. You're losing the argument if Dave Chappelle is against you and you're a liberal. Ben, you there?
Continue. When you lose what?
when you lose comedians and you lose somebody like Dave Chappelle on the left, you're losing the argument. Who's a liberal anymore if Dave Chappelle's not? Now Dave Chappelle is a white supremacist. So I mean, but it's people that you're saying. I haven't watched yet, but Ricky Gervais apparently just had a really good stand-up comedy on there where he does the same stuff. Bill Barr consistently rallies against it, but Dave Chappelle's a black man who has a lot of the extreme far left on his side, or they did until now.
Yeah, that's I need to watch that Ricky Gervais thing. I that's actually great. He had so many things. There's so many things that I have not checked out of Ricky Gervais recently, and I know that his stuff. Did you ever see Extras? Did you ever watch a show?
No.
Okay, really hilarious stuff. There's it's the incredibly famous scene where Patrick Stewart is playing himself, and Ricky Gervais is just playing an extra on a movie set, and they're making a movie. They're making a film. It's in England, and Patrick Stewart is like the main character. He's the star of the show, and Ricky Gervais is just he's an extra, but he's like, so like, and so Patrick Stewart's like, yes, there's a film, bro. He's talking about this film that he's making, and he's like, yes, and so and so walks into so and so, and then they just go sleep together, and then so and so goes to so and so, and then they go to sleep, and it turns out like Patrick Stewart thinks he's making this brilliant movie, but it's just porn. So it's pretty
That's
funny.
funny.
It's pretty funny stuff. But that was anyway. That's the last. I have not seen Ricky Gervais stuff for a long time, and I do have to check that out. So that's exciting to me. Hopefully, we'll see free speech live again, and hopefully Netflix, which would be actually extremely surprising to see, would actually propel that. So.
Yeah, and speaking of Ricky Gervais, there's a show on Netflix I think you would love, man. It's his new show. I can't think of the name of it. I got to Google it, but it's like really dark, and like it's just he basically plays like a middle-aged man like himself in some small town in England who loses his wife, and it just throws his whole life upside down to the point where he starts doing like heroin. Ricky Gervais is doing heroin and like trying to kill himself, like almost like Leaving Las Vegas with Nicolas Cage. Did you ever see that?
So it's a drama. It's not a comedy. This is a real drama.
Comedy, it's like
okay.
Funny, but it's sad. It's dark.
Okay.
It's like a just some scenes are hard to watch, and like, man, but it's really entertaining, and he's so dark and funny, man. I that's the type of humor I really love.
Dude, I'm dying to know, because Leaving Las Vegas is there's like frozen images in my head of that like of Nicolas Cage saying, "You will never, ever tell me to stop drinking, ever." Like he, know.
Yeah. I was gonna do a Leaving Las Vegas with Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy, but I haven't rented the film yet. I need to watch it. But I also used to just constantly masturbate to that film when I was a little kid. Elizabeth Shue was so banging.
Well, there's that scene where she pours liquor all over herself,
and
she's and they're out by the pool. There's that scene. I love that. I love that scene. That's a great moment.
That's what I wanted. That's probably why I'm not married yet. I'm still searching for her.
Well, she's going to be in the next season of Cobra Kai, so hopefully.
Oh shit, yeah, dude. Because because of the boys, right?
She's in The Boys in the Amazon, so that's that's exciting. But I think what the reason why is because this last season ended with both they were showing rocky situations with both guys, both of our heroes / anti-heroes, they're both having problems with their significant others.
I hope Johnny ends up with her.
Yeah, dude. It's one of those things where you are on Johnny. This show puts you on Johnny's side. It puts you there. It makes you want to. It makes you care for the guy because he's been through so much, and he's been. I mean, it's like, and it's just the weirdest thing to see. It definitely is the weirdest thing to see. But yeah, I mean, I think because they've been showing them both. He's even. I mean, there are even moments where Ralph Macchio's Daniel and his wife are having trouble. It's like, what the and it's obviously they're going to set up the love triangle again. She's going to come into town, and it's going to be the two Karate Kids fighting over Angela again. Is it Angela? Damn it! What was her name?
Yeah,
is it Angela?
Yeah.
Well, so it's going to be all over again. It'll be Karate Kid 1 all over again.
For sure. Daniel's wife, so she's going to take half.
I could see them both like skipping away, like they're both because they both have girlfriends, but then they both skip away to like go visit with I want to say it's not Angela. I want to say it's something else, but I can't remember what her freaking name was. But I got to look that up right now.
I've been watching with my family. They on Amazon Prime. I would come in the back. I'm like, "What are you guys watching?" And they're like, "Oh, they watch Cagney and Lacey on Amazon Prime." Do you ever heard of the show Cagney and Lacey?
I don't even know.
It's 80s. It's like two women cops in the 80s, which is kind of funny to begin with. But the sensei from the Cobra Kai is like the douchebag cop who's like in their department with them, and he's so awesome. You know what I'm talking about? The guy who's in it now, the bad guy. The bad guy from the Cobra Kai. He's like 25 in it. What a legend that guy is. He's so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at. We're looking up his name right now because I want that guy. He is becoming the overlord villain of Cobra Kai, and it is.
You
first of all,
the other guy from part 3.
Dude, they're probably gonna if this season ends up going like 5 or 6 seasons, they're gonna get everybody back. They're gonna get everybody that's still alive.
Yeah, they might as well get the girl from the Karate Kid woman one.
You know what? I never saw that one.
I didn't either.
I never. Is it like the next Karate Kid? Isn't that what it was called? The next.
Yeah.
So, but sorry, forgive me, everybody, anyone who's listening to this. It's not Angela. I was thinking because there were so many Angelas in the '80s, but it's Allie. Elizabeth Shue's character's name is Allie.
Allie.
But anyway, if you ever get to see, there's a great movie with Elizabeth Shue in it, and she was great in The Boys, of course. But there's a great movie that she was in where the power goes out in L.A. And I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, she was in The Trigger Effect. She's been in a million movies.
Did you ever see Adventures in Babysitting?
Yes, of course. Yes, that was like her big. I think that was like one of her big outbreak films. But let's not ignore the chatters. Let's not ignore our wonderful people here that are supporting us. Okay. Let's see. Black Hat Cinephile says Lacey was the government lady that broke Vulture's government contract in Homecoming. Oh, is he talking about?
Oh yeah.
What is he talking about?
Cagney and Lacey. Yeah, she's
okay.
In Homecoming when Michael Keaton and them are doing all the construction, and the government comes in to say you can't do that, because Tony Stark's doing this type of cleanup. They're run by the government, and then Michael Keaton's character is like goddamn government. Basically, that's Cagney and Lacey, or one of them.
Oh, okay, yeah. I really enjoyed seeing Michael Keaton be a villainous, evil Birdman. I thought it was actually hilarious that have you seen the movie Birdman?
Yes, I love it.
That's actually hilarious that he played. He was like, I think it was literally 2 years before he was. Before, sorry, go ahead.
2 years before Vulture.
Yes, exactly. Like 2 years. So funny to see that. And so he was basically playing a bird character in it. It was just funny. I thought that was funny, but the best part about that is that you got to see Batman versus Spider-Man, kind of.
Right? No kidding.
No kidding. Kind of.
I wanted to. Yeah, Birdman was a great show, but as far as Michael Keaton goes, dude, like, how great would it be if if in this Joker film, Michael Keaton's the old Batman, I wish, but it's never going to happen.
Wait, if Michael Keaton is it? Oh, dude, that would be incredible. That would be, it would it's so that they end up tying it to Batman 89.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And then they have it be Batman Beyond or something.
Batman Beyond. Exactly.
I would lose.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible to see. And I think people are speculating that there might be actually something that does take root in that, but I don't.
Batman Beyond scenario. You've heard that already?
Well, some people have said that they want that. Other people have said that they wanted that.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, for them to have Batman in this movie, in this Joker movie, would be actually hilarious and awesome. But I think it would have been leaked by now.
Yeah. Well,
don't you think?
It looks like. I mean, obviously, Bruce Wayne is in the film, and is it Robert Wayne? What's the dad's name?
Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne. Yeah.
And they're gonna have the Waynes be the evil Trump. That's the funny part about it. All these SJWs are so upset about the Joker movie, that it's this it's just creating misogyny in the white man.
Right.
But it's like actually it's the film is actually kind of an anti-Trump. There's a small, apparently, from what I hear, from what I've read, there's a small anti-Trump narrative in that, it's anti-capitalist, pro-socialism bullshit that they're all trying to tout all this time and trying to make this a big thing. And so that's to me personally, I think they're gonna make Thomas Wayne like Donald Trump. They're gonna, because there's that scene where he punches the Joker, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna make it's the whole thing is this, what's the word, misdirection, or what's the favorite,
subverted expectations.
Thank you. Subversion of expectations, making us all think that something's going to be one thing, and then we're all going to think the Joker's great because he's this poor man who's beat up by the evil Trump character. So, and I'm sure that's my prediction anyway. But anyway, it's kind of bizarre.
But hey, that film looks so great, though.
Say it again.
That the Joker looks unbelievable, man.
Dude, it's gonna be like one of those. It's gonna be a landmark film that changes the way everybody thinks about comic books in general and stories and on that. And that's what needs to happen. And that's what happened with Batman Begins. I mean, it's like I loved Batman when I was a kid, but when the Dark Knight trilogy came out, I started to love Batman again, even as an old dude. It's like. Anyway, when you ground it in realism and make it feel like it's real. That's to me personally, you can't beat that, because then it feels like it's really. Anyway, it just feels so much more real.
Oh yeah, man, got the hairs up on my arm right now. I'm so excited for that film.
Yeah, dude, we should do a live stream after that show. I'm gonna be doing a live stream probably Thursday night or Friday that day.
Yeah. I'm going to see it on the Thursday night.
Say it again?
I'm going to watch it that Thursday night. So, yeah, I'm down.
So we should do a live stream either really late Thursday or Friday. I'm actually going to try to get Friday off so we can just go crazy and do a thing. So Snowda, Black Cat, Simophile, you guys are both everybody's invited. Anybody watching, you guys are all invited to do that with us. We're going to try to get as many people on here and talk about it. And hopefully we can just shuffle people through and just have a badass time talking about how awesome the Joker was. And I'm just glad to see Joaquin Phoenix back. Like I've said in some of the other videos, if anybody who's watching this, you get a chance, just give our latest video on the channel a like. It's actually, I work hard on these edits, and I got my brother-in-law talking about stuff. We talked about the 80s economy. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about a lot of interesting stuff, but the most important thing we talked about was Joaquin Phoenix coming back and kind of really kicking ass and coming back from a situation that he kind of fell into, trying to be crazy and artsy. My 2 cents is that we could have seen Joaquin Phoenix in a much, it would have been more effective. His whole thing where he jumps away from everything, it would have been way more effective if he was just kind of really crazy and acted really crazy in public. So anyway,
he doesn't. He seems pretty crazy to me.
Oh, does he? Okay, I need to watch more. I need to watch more. Apparently,
is he acting this documentary?
Oh, okay.
Fake one? Have you seen the fake one? Or
yes, I saw that. To me, that was crazy, but it wasn't as crazy as he could be. I don't know. Maybe. Was he that crazy in that doc? I saw it a long time ago.
He just, I know that he comes from a strange upbringing, I think he has a sister named Leaf or something,
okay.
Super hippie stuff. I don't know, but that must have been really hard growing up. Younger brother, when you lose your brother like that.
I remember that now. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot about that. His brother. How did his brother die again?
Phoenix died of an overdose, I believe.
Oh, okay.
He was Johnny Depp's best friend, and I think he overdosed at the Viper Room in Los Angeles.
Oh, dude.
And when they were 21, and it was, I think Johnny Depp owned the bar at 21. Imagine being that tight, huh? You own a bar in Los Angeles at 21. But God, they must have had a good time. But yeah, his brother was great, man. So good in Stand By Me, in Indiana Jones.
Yeah. That's I hadn't realized. Okay, so you're talking about River Phoenix, right?
Yeah, and then they
holy shit, I didn't even realize that. That's okay. Now I know what we're talking about. Edit that.
They have a sister who's alive named Willow or something, or some hippie name, and she's married to the Affleck brother.
Oh, okay.
The one that keeps his hands to himself.
Yeah. So you keep up on the gossip that you keep up on all the details of these people's lives. I had completely forgotten about that. I've forgotten about how River Phoenix. That's right. I completely forgotten about that. He actually had a band that was starting to blossom before he passed. So that's just crazy.
I wonder if Johnny Depp was in that band, because I know he's in a band. Became in the band.
He probably was. If he wasn't, he probably jammed with them a few times. I'm sure that because they were friends, and I remembered seeing photos in Rolling Stone magazine of here's River Phoenix's band, blah blah blah.
Wow.
It's I just remembered seeing that when I was a kid and being oh, River Phoenix, there he is. Anyway, it's pretty insane. So I do have a agenda. We're gonna try to get through and just plow through this stuff. If anybody's still watching, please like, share, and subscribe. And, like, share, and subscribe to Kermit the Log. Like, share, and subscribe to Snowdub Music and Entertainment. Everybody who's helping support us here. And we feel like that we can kind of create some cool stuff. We feel all of us here, on YouTube right now, and the Phantom Menace and the whatever Menace and the giant plane that we all exist on. We are all here trying to create and trying to make the world a better place in accordance with entertainment, and just make hopefully your lives better too. So thanks again for joining us. PewDiePie, just real quick. So apparently he did his, he donated like 50 grand to the Anti-Defamation League. Everybody kind of went nuts about it because he hadn't done kind of his research on it. The ADL, if you're familiar, has been, has deplatformed people. They've shut people down. They are responsible for SJWism. They're probably listening to us right now and going to shut me down. I don't know, but have you heard much about this story at all? Or, I mean, we don't need to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not like a huge. I don't watch many PewDiePie videos, but of course I know who he is, being a YouTube person. But yeah, I like that dude. He's not being an SJW, and he realized that. Why am I going to donate to these people who just want to cancel culture?
Well, what happened was, so he donated to them, and everybody freaked out. Everybody, and it was so the reason, like, people on the right and people not left freaked out because he was giving to an organization that has deplatformed a lot of people. So that's the big thing. So anyway, the point is, the end of the story, that what he did is he retracted his donation because he didn't realize. That's the funny part about it, is that he was like, whoops, sorry guys, I didn't. It's like 50 grand here and there. Like, okay, I'll take it back. Yeah, it's 50 grand. It's just funny. It's a funny thing because he is a pioneer. He's changed YouTube forever. He keeps red pilling people. He is an incredibly important part of everything, of just our freedoms. So anyway, so kudos to him for doing that.
Hail PewDiePie.
Hail PewDiePie. Exactly. Hail PewDiePie. Anyway, so we'll just quickly gloss over that. So Breaking Bad predictions. I just had this written down. They did release a new trailer before, and it's just literally all it is we have Hank. Of course, I love Hank. He's a really cool. I love him as a character. I love
this new trailer with Hank.
It's very brief, and it's like literally you get 2 seconds of him, and unfortunately Gonzalez isn't there, which him and Hank and Gonzalez were both really, really kind of cool. They had a cool dynamic happening there. I love those two guys. And so he wasn't in the trailer, but it was Hank and like 2 other guys who were just like, start from the beginning, tell us everything, blah, blah, blah. And so then it's Jesse just sitting on a couch, and that's all you see. It's literally 2 seconds. And then all it does is show you clips of Jesse's experience, and it's all stuff that we've seen before, but it's the story, it shows Jesse's evolution. Dude. starting from his first time cooking with Walt, and then it shows basically it goes step by step, showing all the things he went through. So
I just saw the trailer with not Beaver, but the other guy, the Latin guy. Jesse's buddies, the 2 guys who are in it, kind of like R2D2 and C3PO of the crack of the
dude.
Beaver, the white guy. Beaver kind of looks like you. He's a big husky white, but he's huskier.
Oh, you're talking about. I think yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's the guy who was like always like 3-dimensional 3D tatas, like that guy.
Yeah. He's in commercials all the time now.
Yeah, I know. I see him in commercials all the time.
Dude, yeah, good for him. No more meth.
Yeah, man.
There's the other guy, like, who looks like kind of ratty. He's in a trailer I just saw today.
You're talking about Skinny Pete, I think.
Skinny Pete, yeah, Skinny Pete. Did you see the trailer with Skinny Pete?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, so if Hank's in the trailer, I didn't see the one with Hank. Then this is a prequel.
Well, it's just showing what we're gonna get in like. 4 weeks? We're just gonna get it in literally like a week? I think it's like 2 weeks. We're getting Breaking Bad
in the movie theaters.
So they were going to put it in movie theaters, but it's not. It's going to be on Netflix, at least according to what I've read. And it would be funny if they just said pull the switcheroo and like, it's in the theater, like, yeah. It's like. But I think Netflix needs the money, so they're gonna get a lot. It's like they're reeling people in with Dave Chappelle, and then they're gonna keep people on with Breaking Bad. Like if they have more of these Breaking Bad films, they're gonna keep people coming back to Netflix, and Netflix was responsible for the success of Breaking Bad. I'm not sure if you knew that.
Yeah,
they were okay. So it's like anyway, it's a long story, but I had watched Breaking Bad when it was on AMC just regularly and then it's like it was going over Netflix, and then all of a sudden everybody was binge watching on Netflix. So that's what really stimulated its growth and its success.
I was probably watching it. I didn't watch it on AMC until the last season, but like season 4, like right before season 5 started, I started binge watching it on Netflix, and which was so perfect because it like just led right into the new season, which is so great.
What season was that when you started doing that? I'm curious.
Maybe 3 or 4, I forget.
Okay.
I got to like really get into it, and then I was fully caught up when it started. But I just love that show so much, especially after like season 3 when Gus Fring and Mike show up in the show. It's adds so much depth to the show.
Yeah, they really did. Yeah, it's like all of a sudden you have some really scary people who are stepping in, and it was cool to see all those people come in. So yeah, I am really excited for that. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Jesse. And from the get go, Jesse was one of my favorite characters on that series. Jesse Pinkman was, and I remember talking to so many people who were like, he's annoying, blah, blah, blah. And he was supposed to die. They were going to kill him. Like, I think they were going to kill him. Well, go ahead.
In season 1, right?
I think so. Yeah. I think they were going to kill him right away. And I'm so glad they didn't, dude. He was the yang. He was, there was Walt was the yin and Jesse was the yang, or vice versa, or whatever you want to call it. He was the opposite to him. And it made everything so interesting and so dynamic between the two of these guys. I mean, you literally have this guy who was kind of started out as a wild card, but then became tame. And Walt did the opposite. So they I don't know, now that I think about it, they kind of are. They were exactly the opposite of one another. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, educated and non-educated, like a professional, not professional, but they both kind of, they have such an evolution, both going in opposite directions.
And they really did, because that's what happens. Walt becomes a dick, and Jesse becomes a good. Jesse starts out as anyway, and it's not quite opposite because Jesse wasn't killing people, But anyway.
I gotta say, probably my favorite scene, or I don't know. There's so many scenes, but my favorite episode is when they go to Mexico, and it's when Gus Fring, they poison the cartel, and Gus Fring comes out and is like challenging everybody to come and shoot him. After he takes the poison. Thing, and then just like, how gangster is that, dude? That's so sick.
Was that the one where they're basically telling Walter and Jesse, oh, you're gonna stay with me?
Well, Walter's Jesse.
It's just Jesse, and so they're basically telling Jesse, you're gonna stay here and cook for me, right? Isn't that what happened?
Yeah,
I remember that now.
And to be the cook, and he was like, we got to clean this shit up, and like the Mexican, it's but the guy who runs the cartel, he's the guy from Scarface.
Yeah.
The pretty dude.
Yes.
So good, man. Gus Fring, and that's what I'm like, God, people think, oh, I don't know. They're like, oh, everybody's just so homophobic and this and this and this. Dude, 2 of my favorite gangsters in all of film are gay. Being Gus Fring and Omar from The Wire.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that. I've watched I watched The Wire, and then I knew that I didn't know Giancarlo Esposito was. So that's interesting. I didn't know that.
No. He's not Omar in that. But they're both gay, I'm saying. Both
okay. Right. Yeah.
Dude, but they're just
we don't care. No. Well, nobody, that's the thing, is that we don't care. Nobody cares.
No. But okay, I was watching, I don't know what show I was watching. It might be Power. Power on HBO, on Cinemax or Stars with 50 Cent. Have you ever heard of the show Power?
What was it? Was it again? I'm sorry, one more time.
A show called Power on Stars. It's
I haven't.
It's out. It's so ridiculous. It's like 50 Cent produced it. It's a good. It's a pretty entertaining show. Like the first year or two, but I think it's this show I'm talking about where you get to the head of the cartel and he's gay, but he's like so feminine, and it's like, no, this is not believable. Like,
it's like too much. It's like over the top.
Yeah, Gus Fring isn't out there frolicking and prancing around.
Right,
Like
right,
he's a business. It's just alluded to that he's gay, right? Wouldn't you say?
right.
It's
Well,
not even for sure.
oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I remember what you're talking about now. It's not something that's ever answered.
Right.
He's a really good cook. He loves to cook and all these things. And
They kill his boyfriend or whatever, right? That's what it all starts with. You think it's his boyfriend, right?
right. And you start. Part of me thought that maybe he might be attracted to Gail a little bit. Part of me thought because Gail seemed kind of
Gail,
possibly
the little white guy.
the guy who was the original cook for.
Oh
for,
yeah,
for
no, I didn't think that he was attracted to.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I thought he was attracted to the little Mexican guys who were the killers.
Oh, and I didn't. That's something I did not pick up on at all. I'm gonna have to rewatch.
When he walks in and puts when Gus comes in when he's all pissed off at Jesse
Okay.
and them, when they killed Gail, and then he comes in and puts the thing on and stabs the guy in the neck. I thought that was his boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Because, he had like a running thing of boyfriends because I thought originally the cartel killed his boyfriend, and that's like what set Gus up on this motivation to get back retribution on the cartel.
Oh wow. Okay. I don't. I didn't. I don't know. That's something that, dude. There's so much stuff that's like, oh crap. I remember there are definitely parts that stick out. There are some amazing scenes in Breaking Bad, but I know that one thing that sticks out, and that a lot of people praise the Ryan Johnson episode, the Fly episode. To me, sorry, it was actually filler. And I actually did like some films by Ryan Johnson. His Brothers Bloom was actually kind of brilliant, and others. But anyway, the point is that a lot of people kind of say that's a good Breaking Bad episode. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's the one where there's a fly in the. Yeah. Anyway,
Ryan Johnson did that.
That was the one. I think it's called. It's just called The Fly. That was one of. He directed like 3 episodes, and that was one of his episodes.
Damn it! I like that episode, but now I don't like it anymore. Now I hate it.
Well, the only significant thing that happens there is that Walter almost tells Jesse that he killed his girlfriend.
I'm surprised he didn't kill Jesse and Walt in that episode, and make
it's like kill everybody. Yeah, I wonder why they didn't do that. We have to acknowledge the awesome people in the chat here. Thomas Gilkey, thank you so much for jumping in here, my good friend, good sir. Subscribe to Thomas Gilkey. I do not know what a part of the world that you're in, but thank you so much for joining us, and appreciate you, my good friend, my good sir. Thank you, Hale. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Snowdub says, Hail Thomas, evening all. Thank you, DJ Odyssey. Appreciate you. Thanks so much for hanging in.
Have you ever seen DJ Odyssey streams? He's very funny. I like that guy.
I'm gonna have to check.
Show, yeah.
I'm gonna have to check him out now. I am not familiar, so it's definitely. This is why this is so much fun, because we get to meet new people. This is one of my favorite parts about YouTube, is that we get to meet all these great people doing creative stuff. It's really unbelievable. Oh, yeah. Unbelievable stuff. So everybody, I just want to really quickly alert everybody. Kermit just got a really cool job. He's working with film and being creative on the job, and he's making money doing what he loves. So everybody congratulate him for that. So just FYI, he needs our support.
Thank you, Ben. That's very kind of you, my friend. Dude,
yeah.
It is cool though, and real quick, I just want to say, hey, Lethal Lightning, my friend Lethal. He's a great friend of the frog.
Thank you, Lethal Lightning. Appreciate you. Thanks so much for hanging out with us again. It too was okay. My thoughts on it was definitely lowered over the week for sure. Yeah, and forgive me if I lowered any of your expectations, because I kind of bashed it. I did 2 reviews on the damn thing, and we're going to talk about it actually in a little bit here. But yeah, well, actually, we might want to just get into it in a second here. But yeah, it was, dude. It was. Let's jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Hey, thank you so much for bringing that up, Lethal Lightning. Appreciate you for. So everybody, hopefully you've seen the movie. If you haven't, you might want to,
Is this spoilers?
Let's do non-spoilers first. So my 2 cents on it was, it just did not. The characters didn't. It just didn't. I don't know what it was. There was too much. We're the losers. Like there wasn't like yes, I want to be a loser. I want to be in the club. Like that's what you're supposed to do. In the 80s, these 80s stories, they're built upon friendship. They're built upon, and I didn't feel like these people were actually friends. And I think that may have to be because they were estranged for such a long time. And that may have been. So go ahead. What do you think? What were you going to say?
A terrible lack of chemistry between the adults, that there was such a good chemistry in It Part 1 that did not translate to It Part 2. I mean, it was terrible. Like, they were horrible together, I thought. Like, it was not entertaining. It was about 2 hours too long, by the way.
It was like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So Thursday night that week that we were gonna do a live stream. That's why I was so damn late, because I went to go see it.
For sure, man. Dude, I've been on a Stephen King like terror lately. Leading up to It, I watched like The Stand. I bought It, the original It, and watched that like 10 times, going to bed every night. And I watched Salem's Lot. I watched so much stuff getting prepped for It. I was so excited for it. And then, I rewatched the It 1, which is like 2 hours. And then It 2 is 3.5 hours. Dude, that's way too long, and it's just horrible.
You spent so much time investing to see. You could see all the characteristics of Stephen King's writing, and you could see them displayed on the screen for us to all get ourselves drunk upon, for us to all bathe ourselves into these amazing stories that Stephen King has given us, and it's so funny because in the 80s there were so many Stephen King movies that were just. Like, the books are great, and then just the movie just is horrible. And it's like finally they're finally trying to do something here that you could tell that they had a big effort. They had a lot of. Dude. I mean, the editing was amazing. The effects were amazing. But yeah, when you don't have that rooted desire, the chemistry between those characters, you don't have anything.
Dude, I couldn't agree with you more, man. But also on top of that, the CGI. Everything was such shitty CGI.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, God, dude. It was disgusting. And they pretty much just turned Pennywise into a knockoff version of Freddy. Even they have the Freddy Krueger Part 5 shot at the end. I mean, he doesn't live in the sewers anymore. He lives in a house just like Freddy Krueger too. And like there's just so many little things, dude. I thought it was absolutely terrible. And on top of that, I saw some of our friends in the Phantom Menace arguing about gay in It. Did you see that recently?
About what? About what?
There's been some beef, or some people are discussing whether it was, too gay, the film. Like the first article I saw right after I watched the film was some buddy who's gay probably, who was saying don't go watch it, gay allies, because they brutalized the gay couple at the beginning.
Yes, of course, the gay hate crimes, yes, of course. Okay. Yeah,
but I have to say, when I was watching it, I was like, I thought it was like, oh man, it was kind of off-putting to me to begin with. I just thought they're just showing the gay couple kind of make it out, and I was like, this wouldn't happen at a fair in Middle America in 1990. And then on top of that, it has nothing to do with the story, so I don't even understand what that was about. Like, it wasn't
not at all.
Wasn't the line like, oh, nobody from they say something to the effect of, we need to get to San Francisco or New York where real people are at. Like, okay, whatever, but that's fine in another film. But what does that have to do with it? And I don't know. Now I sound homophobic. I don't think I am.
Dude, no, it was to me, I'm wondering, so if anyone in the chat or anyone here, Kermit, you made him know, did you read the original book? Did you read the original It book?
The Lightning did, and I heard that there's something in that in the beginning. So
that's what they were trying to do. So it sounds to me like they were trying, because to me at first I was like wondering, okay, is this like agenda driven? Is this trying to make us think? Is this trying to make us think, oh no, hate crimes are just everybody just gay bashes, and that's all the thing. I mean, that was a thing, unfortunately, in the 80s. That was a thing. It was awful. But it's like, anyway, you're right. It had nothing to do with the story. And I'm sure that in the book, they're probably, if that scene was in the book, there's probably something that circles around, or at least gives it first. There's got to be some reason it's there in the first place, right?
Yeah.
What was
Bethel says it's in the book. My other thing was what's his name? The guy who plays Bill Hader. His character in this film,
he was the best part.
Yeah, he was too. But they allude to him being gay in it too.
Oh, did they really?
You know,
I
like
didn't.
that's what I thought. Tell me if I'm just tripping. Maybe I just see gay stuff everywhere now. I live in San Francisco, so I don't know. You know,
Well, you
but like
know.
when it's a flashback and he's playing video games and like he touches the other
Oh
person's hand,
yes, yeah, I remember that
and
now.
then
I
at
remember
the
that.
end of the film they're like just be yourself, and I thought that they were alluding to him, being a Peter Puffer.
Yes, I know. I remember that, and he was like, I think they were playing video games, and he's like, one more, and then so they go to try to gay bash him. So I can see what it's was anyway. If that was in the book, I guess that's fine. But it's a really horrible thing to see anybody doing that, because it's like, that was something that's awful. So but yeah, I what a weird movie. I tried to like that thing. I was like,
I know.
it's like
Dude, it's like deflating when I always want to like something, you know how shitty like the Last Jedi had to be for me to hate it, because I love Star Wars so much. The same way with it, I wanted to love this so much, goddamn.
yeah. It's one of those things where it made this movie, this It Chapter 2, it made it trivialized. It trivialized, just like The Last Jedi did to Star Wars. It trivialized it. It made it seem very skin deep. It was
Yes.
very on the surface. Everything was on the surface. Everything was about visual and no actual depth, no feelings, no real utter connection. And it was just, when I really think about this movie now, I think it was like really like it was very disjunct. I don't things didn't seem to really flow very well.
No,
I
it
don't
was. I thought it. Yeah, that like you said, a good editing. I thought it was badly edited. Same with the direction, like and the writing.
I like the editing in the first act. The first act had a cool flow, because they had some moments where they it's like you zoom in on the stars, and the stars become windows.
Yes.
And then you go and then it flies inside the window, and then you're inside someone's house, and then the person is like doing a puzzle, and then all of a sudden you're underneath the table in the puzzle, and then you're in space again. Anyway, so those moments were fun, and they stick out to me. But that's it. Yeah.
Lethal Lightning says, I thought the scene was more about him just being a nerd. I beg to differ with you, Lethal. I bet you if we Google it, it will say that he's alluded to being gay. But that's just my opinion.
Oh, because you're talking about the video game, the arcade scene still.
Yeah. But also, I think that the bully, they could have just gotten rid of the bully's whole arc and story, and and the film would have been an hour shorter. Like, oh my god, I had, I was getting up to go smoke a cigarette. I was like, Jesus.
I think they were like trying to pay homage to the book. They're like, oh, it's in the book, so we got to put it in there. It's like they were trying to put that in to do service to the book, but as a result, it actually was a disservice to the story, because it's like is it Andy Bowers is his name, the guy who gets put in the mental institution, right? So it's like he even breaks out and everything, and he's just left, like there's nothing happens with his story at all. Nothing happen. He just disappears. It's ludicrous.
I kept waiting for them to have a gangbang with what's her name too.
With Beverly?
Yeah, with Beverly. Oh, it's funny that you call her Beverly.
Well, that's their character's name. I don't know.
No, for sure.
I don't know.
For sure.
But no, yeah, she it was so much like Freddy Krueger. You're right. I see that. I started to see the Freddy Krueger references. Like they're trying to make him like Freddy Krueger, and he is a changeling, so he does shapeshift. He does shapeshift a lot, and that's the thing. It was so disconnected. Everything was disconnected. It's like every time you had someone, I don't know what to do. I have no idea how to fix the movie. But part of me wants to see just it flow better. Like it needed to follow one character for a little bit. It seemed like it would only be like this character, this character, this character, this.
There's no protagonist, and there's not a protagonist of the story. That's hard storytelling. But also, in the same way, like Suicide Squad. In the beginning of Suicide Squad, we just hear like 6 different stories or 4 or 5 different stories to begin the film. That's kind of like what they did. When they're like, everybody needs to go find their object, and then we just went on one person's story, then one person's story, and I'm like, dude, this is like we're already 2 hours into it, dude. We're starting a whole new film here. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, Suicide Squad. What a waste. That was a waste.
And you know, I'm over any horror film that doesn't have titties in the first 10 minutes.
Well, Killer Clowns from Outer Space didn't, or did it? I can't
Uh,
remember.
you know, if it didn't, it made me think it did.
It's
No,
a it's a.
yeah. I was very pleased. I love that film.
Me too,
And I
man.
haven't seen it in so long. You know, I started watching it last night, but I didn't get to finish the end of it. So, but like, I love those two fat girls in the ice cream truck. You know what I'm talking about? When they're like deep throating the popsicles.
Well, what do they say? He's like, oh, keep your shirt on, and they're like, don't worry, we will.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it's awesome, man. I love the cop in that, the guy from Animal House.
He is the best part. He is the best part of the movie. And it's on the tip of my tongue. His name is what is
Mooney.
It's Mooney. It's Mooney, and the actor's name. It's on the tip of my tongue here. But
What a great actor.
John Vernon, Curtis Mooney. That
Wow.
guy was freaking hilarious. Like, he kept doubling down. It's like, I wrote down one of his lines here. Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies.
Yeah,
I've had enough of this from you and everyone else I know that you are always trying to do. And are you trying to break me down? You trying to drive me out of the force? Well, it's going to be a hell of a lot more time with that lame prank. And he just goes off about like wanting to be kicked out the force. And then he receives like 1 million phone calls. Do you remember that?
yeah.
So he gets
Right after he beat Jack Daniels.
Yeah. So freaking fun. And he's like, oh, you're in on it too, huh? You're in on it too. Oh, well, screw you all. Screw the whole town. You're all lying to me about these killer clowns.
Dude.
That was too much. Like, it's not even a horror. It's a horror, but it's a comedy. The entire movie is a comedy. There's even a moment where he's doing that monologue where he's screaming at him. He's like, yeah, you're going to kick me out of the force. And then he slams the phone down and he looks at the camera like this. And he's like, huh? There's a moment. It's really fast, but he gives the camera a look like, how was that?
I know what you're talking about, dude. That's awesome, dude. When he like brings in the two guys to the police department that he busts at the beginning of the film, and he brings them into the precinct, he like really roughs them up. Like, he's like throwing the guys into the wall and like slamming their head, dude. It's like it's like he's intense. Ben, you there?
I'm back. Sorry.
Hey, it's all good.
Crashing. It keeps crashing. Go ahead. So the two guys, you said the two guys?
Yeah, he like when he brings them into the jail at the end of the film, he like really messes them up in real life. Like, he's like really like fucking them up, like slamming their head in the wall. like dude, he's so in character. Oh my god, he's such a good authoritarian.
Yes. He was so good. It was so funny because he just kept on saying, oh really, huh? Really? It's like you killer clowns and cotton candy. He's like, what does he say? He's like, cotton candy weapons, huh? Popcorn, huh? It's like they didn't even say the stuff, and he's saying it. Like, they didn't even say what he's even talking about. He's like, oh really, huh? Weapons made of popcorn, huh? And they didn't even say that yet. It's like,
hey, has the chat? Have you guys seen Lethal and Snow? Have you guys seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Has anybody seen this movie? Let's see.
Well,
I'm gonna try to Snowed Up. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on some of these guys. Thanks, Lethal Lightning. Please, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Let's see. It's very jumpy between characters. Okay, so there's Lethal Lightning's agreeing with us here. Sorry we didn't get to your chat more, man. The scare were mostly jump scares. That's exactly the way it was. It was very jump, like it was, and they were actually good. They were good scares, and I actually like a jump scare. But that's all it was. It wasn't this like sinister, like
no. It wasn't, you know, like the first one was so moody. The original was like a tone to the whole film. It just did not have it in these films to me.
I personally, this is my opinion. I think that what they did was they were like, you know, it's like they had big success. Everybody freaked out about the first one, and they were like, oh my gosh, hit, blah, blah. And so then the studio's like, here's money, make more and get it done by next year at this time. Like, and that's what it was. They were just like, you have to finish this movie in like 1 year. And it's like, that's why. If they had given him 2 years, I bet you anything chapter 2 would have been like 10 times better. If they had given him at least another year to work on it, because it's like, wasn't it last year? Was it only a year ago, or was it 2 years? I don't know.
No, it's 2 years, I believe.
Maybe it was 2 years,
so,
but
that's just from when they put it out, and they're just pumping out Stephen King stuff now. Did you see the Pet Sematary?
Yeah, but you might laugh. I saw the original Pet Sematary years and years ago when I was a kid, and then I hadn't seen it for years. And then I watched it right before, literally an hour. I watched it like minutes before I watched this latest one, and I freaking loved it. Everybody hated it, but I loved it.
I thought it was pretty well made.
Did you really?
I thought it was. I liked it a lot better than I liked this last It too.
That's amazing to hear. I am so happy about that. And everybody, me and Kermit, we tell each other the truth. We're not going to, bullshit. Like, that's something that's incredibly important. I feel somewhat validated then, because I value your opinion, sir. And it's like, it's funny because you're a real filmmaker. So I'm just a dude hanging out. So my point is that, like, this, I was just blown away. I really loved it because I got to see the first one, and then I got to see all these comparisons and how it was kind of amplified a little bit. The trucks driving by like that, like how they had done that. Yeah, and then apparently, he came up with the idea because where Stephen for Pet Sematary with the trucks and everything. And I think that probably had something to do with, kind of a snowball effect that took on with, was it Maximum Overdrive? But anyway, but with the whole idea with the trucks driving by like that and killing the kid, that thing came to fruition when Stephen King himself was on a picnic, and there was like a truck that drove by, and like one of his kids was just, somewhat close to it or whatever. But the point is that he had that experience there too. And there was a real cat too. Like the cat from Pet Sematary is actually something that based on a cat that he owned. And there's so much crazy shit. Pet Sematary was like one of his most personal, and something that scared him more than anything else too. Apparently he scared himself. Apparently that's what he says.
Well, he also loves cocaine.
I didn't know that. But you can tell he's definitely a skin and bones.
Yeah, he supposedly wrote one of his major films. Might have been Pet Sematary. It was some film that he didn't even remember writing it, and he wrote it in 2 weeks. Just hopped up on the good stuff.
On Pet Sematary?
I don't know which film. I guarantee.
Which one? Okay.
But I know that one of his films was written in 2 weeks doing cocaine. I've seen that in some documentary or something.
Oh wow. Okay, that is wild. Let's get to the just really quick in these chats. So Sunup says very jumpy between characters. The scares mostly jump scares, but it did have me good humor horror. Definitely there was some good. There were some good parts to it. Snowdub says Rue 2.
That's a play on kangaroo.
Oh, okay, nice.
In Australia they fuck kangaroos, so Rue #Rue2.
Nice, very nice. Okay, let's see. Snowdub says I'm way too high for this stream. LOL. Snowdub. See, DJ Odyssey says I have it. Yes, I've seen it. Okay, so as I've seen GLG, I'm trying to get to something good here. So Black Hat Cinephile says I've seen it. Pennywise. By the way, everybody, if you haven't subscribed to Black Hat Cinephile, dude, this guy is fucking brilliant. Okay, he's a real writer. The guy knows his stuff. He did an amazing video analyzing. He did an amazing video analyzing the Watchmen. And he actually talks about the comic and the film, and he correlates between them two, and he analyzes it. He brings it into. He talks about it and relates it to our world and the Watchmen. Subscribe to Black Hat Cinephile. This guy's a real writer. He has a real book called the Retaliators, that I am in the middle of right now, and it's actually an amazing book, and I'm going to be doing a review on. But anyway, subscribe to Black Hat Cinephile because he's great, and subscribe to the Fanatics Film. Subscribe to Kermit the Vlog. No, I'm just kidding. Subscribe to everybody if you can. Appreciate everybody here. Thanks so much. That's what we need. We all need subs for this to continue and trying to be successful. Lethal Lightning says Pennywise did more messed up stuff in the first one. Yes, I completely agree. He was kind of just this lackluster kind of like, I don't know, man. I wouldn't call him a pushover, but he was definitely like, I don't know, man. It was weird. It was
lame. I love when Stephen King kills little white kids. So like they kill the kid in this pet cemetery with the truck, and then I always like when they kill Georgie. I'm joking. No, like when he bites, like that's a really scary scene in the first one with Georgie.
I need to see that. Yeah, yes.
And like that level of fear is I never felt that in the new It.
You're so right. You're so right. And I think that's the thing. That's what it was. There was a failure to connect Georgie.
Oh yeah.
To this movie, and because Georgie he's the reason you're scared, because for this poor little kid who gets anyway. That's just it's nuts. Okay, so I did messed up. DJ Odyssey says, so who has odds on CBS screwing up the Stand with the miniseries they are doing? Okay, so I'm not aware of this. I saw the original Stand TV miniseries in the 80s when I was a kid, and I was really young, so I barely remember it.
Well, do you know that? I mean, I'm not like well read of all his books, but that's the running character that's in the Stand, right? It's like the same character that's in the Dark Tower or whatever. Like the guy who plays the devil is basically a running character in all his films. I believe the chat would know.
Okay, so it's the Man in Black. I think that's
what they call him.
Exactly. Okay, yeah. Okay, and which Kevin? I didn't see Dark Tower, but Kevin McConaughey would be a great. He would be a great Man in Black for like a series. Anyway. Mm-hmm. Or what's his name? From Westworld? Sorry, what? Go ahead. What?
Randall Flagg, DJ Odyssey, knows his stuff. And DJ Odyssey also said that it was It that Stephen King did all the coke to.
Ah, well, there you go.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, okay, what do we do? I'll get some freaking clowns. Yeah, we'll get some clowns. Yeah, no, let's go crazy. Well, all right. Just like, sorry, I'm not. But
real quick, dude, real quick, I gotta say hi to Mad Squirrel. She says so much green rage. You ain't lying, Mad Squirrel. You ain't lying.
Wow, thanks so much. Thanks so much for hanging out, Mad Squirrel. Appreciate you. So here we go. Okay, so okay, yes, that's interesting that I'm not aware of that. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that, DJ Odyssey. Did you do a video on it? Because I would love to hear more about the details on that. Would love to hear about that, definitely. So I'm gonna check you out, and everybody else should check out DJ Odyssey, because I'm gonna see what you're talking about with that whole business. I didn't see Lethal Lightning says I didn't like the new Pet Cemetery. I know, I've talked to so many people who hated it, thought it was the worst thing ever, but I guarantee, I don't know, it was just weird. I saw the first one, I did all this research, I watched the documentary on why he made the freaking, how he wrote it, just there's a whole awesome documentary on the first one, and I'll say it right now, the first one is by far the best one. It's amazing, of course, it's awesome, and I loved the first one. But the second one, I don't know what it is. I just freaking loved it afterwards. I was just like, give me more. I could have watched a third Pet Cemetery remake after that and probably loved it at that point.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I didn't. Okay. So, Sodub says, yeah, we already got a mini series and Molly Ringwald. Interesting. Molly Ringwald. What is she? I have not been following her lately, but I almost met her once. She was in a club that I was in, but I didn't get a chance to meet her.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently there was someone I knew who was like, hello, Ms. Ringwald. And she was like, don't you draw attention to me, sir. Like, just, it was like, okay, fine. I'm not gonna, I mean, he was nice, It was like, okay, fine. I'll leave you alone. It's like, let's see. Snowdub says, by the way, everybody check out Snowdub on Saturdays. So that's tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, the big internet show tomorrow night, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. 9 p.m. West Coast or Mountain.
Yeah, well, 9 p.m. West Coast Pond. Just the Cotton Connection every Saturday night.
The Cotton Connection.
Sometime, Ben. You got to come on sometime, my friend.
I would love to do that, man. Are you kidding me? I would totally enjoy it. But I am actually going to be in Colorado tomorrow, so I won't be able to do it tomorrow night. Well, I'm definitely going to tune in, but I won't. I'll probably be in between sets when I can.
You're a paid professional, man.
It's just
Mad Squirrel. We keep trying to get Mad Squirrel on too, and she's supposed to get a puppet. That's a squirrel. We're waiting on that.
Dude, squirrels are hot. I'm just kidding.
Hey, no, it's okay. We can speak frankly.
I'm not a furry. I promise. I swear. As I retract my. So DJ Odyssey, if the rated R if it's not rated R, it will suck. I wonder what they're talking about there. Most of the time, if it's a Stephen King story and it's not rated R, usually it sucks.
Wow. You see, DJ Odyssey just said that the new Stand's coming out, and it's going to star Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh.
And everybody else he pretty much mentioned, I've never heard of.
Everybody that hates Trump.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg's so ridiculous. She's funny.
You know what?
Side
note, Whoopi Goldberg, yes, she is. I actually I watch The View like every day when I eat dinner. I love The View, actually. It's I don't know, but Whoopi Goldberg isn't as liberal as you think. Like, I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Oh, cool.
Like, if something comes up, like she called out this week or last week, Deborah Messing, when they did that thing this week where they said that, Deborah Messing from like some Will and Grace, maybe, that show.
I never watched the show, but I know of it. I know what it is. Yes.
I never watched it either, but her and the guy who plays the gay guy on it, they came out and said that they would not work with anybody who's a Trump supporter, and they want to make a list in Hollywood of Trump supporters so they can know who to work with. And then Whoopi Goldberg came out on The View like last week and said that's like McCarthyism, and
yes,
that's not cool.
There is a God. There is a God. Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. She says you can vote for whoever you want to, and it doesn't matter. That's what America is about. And
what?
Dude. I was like, hell yeah, Whoopi. And on a side note of that, when I was a kid growing up and when I was going to grade school, they made Sister Act at my school.
Oh, you're kidding?
No. So my dog, my whole life name was Whoopi, because I met Whoopi Goldberg the day I got my dog. So when I was like 10 years old. So Sister Act in the inner city school. That's where I went to grade school at. Dude,
that's wow. Okay. So I saw those movies years and years ago, and she was fun in those. And she's always been a fun person. I enjoyed her in Jumpin' Jack Flash and all those 80s. Yeah. Man. What a classic. I used to watch it. So, and then now I'm back to being a fan. It's like, that's amazing to hear. That's amazing to hear that some people still have a good head on their shoulders. It's like people are willing to give their freedoms away. They're literally giving their freedoms away. Freedom of speech is under attack. And it's like, I'm just amazed to hear these tiny little successes that are happening everywhere, and it's just, I love it. I love it. Chipping away at the evil madness that big tech has on us. So, and Hollywood. So that's that. I'm curious to see if that is something that actually happens if they start blacklisting Trump supporters, because if that really does happen, oh man, that's going to be really, really interesting. Because it's like, if that really does actually happen and we get wind of it, like, there's going to be a huge Hollywood boycott. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, we should be boycotting Hollywood anyway. But
yeah, no doubt.
It's difficult to see. So DJ Odyssey says, Fanatics of Film, it was actually the Tommy Knockers that King wrote while drinking and doing coke. So actually, that's amazing that you say that, because I read Tommy Knockers years and years ago, and I remember one of the most interesting parts of that is that this poor girl, she's on her period during the movie or during the book, and there's aliens invading. So it's like, that sucks. Anyway, I just remember that. I just remember that one thing. It was like one thing I remember from that book. But that was a great book. I love that book.
Imagine trying to fight aliens on your period.
Yeah. It's like, of all things to do. Randall Flagg. Yes, I know Randall Flagg is okay. So they're doing a series about Randall Flagg. Holy cow.
Nice.
That's what DJ Odyssey's saying. Go ahead.
Starring Alexander Skarsgård. Is that the guy from True Blood? He's the guy. Did you watch True Blood?
I think I saw the first season of True Blood. I couldn't get
I
into it because go ahead.
I think his dad, I believe, is the guy from the Thor films. You know, the scientist from Good Will Hunting.
Okay. Um, show. I'm just quickly looking up this Randall Flagg show because,
And this is Amber Heard. I love Amber Heard. Oh my god,
dude, I had the biggest crush. So we have funny stories about her, but she's me tooing the hell out of Johnny Depp. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I would love
dude,
to. Matt,
God, she's an awful human being, dude. I used to have a huge crush on Amber Heard, man, and I loved her in Aquaman, but then I just barely heard about this mess. She's trying to swindle him. She swindled him out of I think what was it, like 4 million already?
Well, that's I mean,
what do you think? No, what do you think on that? Do you think it's real?
She was posting videos of him drunk, like throwing bottles of wine at her. But
so that's real. Okay, so that's real.
Yeah, but who knows? Like, it's out of context. We just see her. They're drunk, arguing, drinking wine. But she's saying how abusive he was and stuff. But God, I would love to be in a just toxic alcoholic relationship with her.
Okay. Well, I heard. Forgive me. I made a mistake. I may have made a mistake then because I actually watched some videos where they were kind of they were in Johnny Depp's court. So I could be wrong about that. Anyway,
I'm with Johnny Depp, dude. She's just trying to take his money. But what good for him though. Imagine how much fun he had. Jesus, he's so fine.
Yes, she's she's incredible. So yeah, I do see that. It is Alexander Skarsgård, and so he is playing Randall Flagg in The Stand. That'll be interesting. Well, hopefully it won't suck. But did they say that who's doing this thing? Dan is first. Who's producing this? They said it in the chat. Someone said it in the chat. I think it was TG Odyssey said that. So anyway, Eyes of the Dragon. So these are stories I'm not familiar with. Does that have anything to do with Red Dragon? I don't know. Let's see.
Red Dragon.
Oh, thank you, Sonoma. Thank you so much for tweeting your stream out. That's something that I do every single time, and then no one joins because it's just I have a lot of followers on Twitter, but no one. It's just not everybody's always engaged. So thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate everybody, all of you here, and regardless, even if I'm traveling, I'm still going to be supporting you guys tomorrow night. So everybody here, support if you can, if you have a chance, check out the Snow Dub at Music Entertainment's channel tomorrow night at 9 p.m. They're going to be doing the Ribbit and a Bigot show. So puppets from many Muppets, or just two puppets from two Muppets. Or did I say that right? I don't know.
Oh yeah, you said it right.
Okay. DJ Odyssey says, well, I think the newsstand is on the streaming service. So interesting. What streaming service? I wonder who it is. That's going to be an interesting thing to see here, man. In the next 10 years, we're going to witness all these streaming services pop up. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, give me some of that pie," and they're just gonna tank really hard. So it'll be interesting to see who dies. Like it's literally going to be entertainment because we're going to see these. We're going to see someone surface. You're going to see some people get crazy investors and come out of nowhere, and everybody's going to be fighting over this giant pie that no one wants to pay. No one wants to pay this ridiculous amount of money. Ends up being what $20-$30 a month for streaming or no. I already pay that now, and I dodged Hulu and all that crap. I only have DC and Netflix. That's all, and I was ready to get rid of Netflix until they had the Dark Crystal. How about you? How many streaming services do you subscribe to?
I got Amazon Prime and Netflix, and that's it. And I pay for cable too, though.
Oh, so you pay? So you probably pay at least $100 a month, right? For all your streaming?
It's like $200.
Oh. It's like, oh man, it's like this day and age, nobody wants to pay that anymore, and so you're going to see all that.
All my on my streaming services, I've bought tons of films. Like on my on demand, I own 30, 40 films that if I stopped having this on demand service, I would lose my movies. And the same thing with Amazon Prime. Like I've probably purchased 25, 30 horror films. Sometimes they have great deals on Amazon. Like you could buy a horror movie for $2.
Dude, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've bought a ton of Amazon Prime stuff, so yeah, all I have is just the Amazon Prime, Netflix, and then a DC and DCU, and I'm getting ready to get rid of that. There is actually some good stuff on DC, but anyway, I want to know what people think of in the chat. I want to know if you think anyone who is going to survive this streaming war. Is it going to be just Amazon? I think it's going to be Amazon, Netflix, and, well, I don't know. Netflix could just totally tank and die. And it would be kind of weird and sad and hilarious at the same time to see Netflix flounder like that, because I actually really adore Netflix for a lot of reasons. But anyway, what are your thoughts? What do you guys think of in the chat? Do you think that it will be Amazon and Netflix, or do you think it'll just be Amazon? Do you think, of course, Disney? It's going to be Disney and Amazon, and that's it. Everybody else is going to die.
I think Netflix is really going to take a hit when Disney starts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not, like, Netflix isn't going to have their they always get a new Disney film on it that keeps them relevant. Like anytime a Marvel or Star Wars film comes out, Netflix gets it first. They won't get that anymore.
You're so right, dude. You're so right. I'm looking up the Disney Plus release. When is that coming? I think that's actually next month. So November 12th in the U.S. So we're gonna know in just about 2 months now, month and whatever it is, just a little bit here. We're gonna know whether the Disney Plus, what's going to happen there. They're going to, I'm sure Disney is going to beat out a lot of people. I'm boycotting them as long as I can. The Mandalorian is something I want to watch, but
I'm going to pirate that or ask somebody else to watch it. I'm not going to pay Disney any money going forward.
Dude, I'm going to have to hit you up because I'm going to have to hit you up on that, because I do not want to support Disney on any of this. They do not deserve our support. They do not deserve our respect. They do not deserve our money. They don't deserve our money. All they want to do is preach, turn this country into a communist country, and put us starving in the streets while we pay for their entertainment. That's their end game, man. That's my crazy, paranoid, delusional.
That's not crazy at all, or paranoid. Definitely.
That's what I feel like they want to do, man. They want us to be broke and paying for their entertainment. They don't care. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, real quick before I close it, we were talking about El Camino before. El Camino premieres on October 11th. Everybody.
Oh, nice.
So that's gonna be badass when that drops. So we're gonna get Joker movie October 4th, and then Breaking Bad movie October 11th. So that October is going to be a pretty sweet month. I'm
yeah.
for that. All right. So moving on, let's get back to the chats here real quick and see if we can tackle some of these mofos. Thank you everybody for joining me. This is the Fanatics Film. If you get a chance, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We do a lot of cool stuff here. We made a lot of stop motion movies, and I do all my music for all my own podcasts here at Fanatics Film. And I do new music for almost every podcast. I write all my own music and put it to the podcast and do a lot of crazy stuff. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so freaking much. I cannot thank you enough. Mad Squirrel says Alexander's dad, Stellan Skarsgård. So okay. Yeah, I need to get back onto these.
Yeah, that's the guy I was saying from Good Will Hunting. Right?
Okay. Yes. That was him. Yes. That was him. I love Good Will.
And I believe the other brother is the brother in it. The actor who plays the clown. Anyway, that's he was in. I first saw him in *Halt and Catch Fire*, but okay.
Yeah, but yeah, of course he was great in that and many others. But he was in Castle Rock too. Skarsgård.
Yeah, Castle Rock. Is that good?
It's a J.J. Abrams.
No.
It's
you lost me at J.J.
Yeah, you just don't. Yeah, it's not. It's actually okay. I watched the first season because it's a Stephen King universe. What they're doing is they're taking all these different concepts from Stephen King and kind of merging them into one universe, and it's actually pretty darn good. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It was actually pretty good. But anyway, you don't need to see it. But yeah, so let's see. Hope school is treating you well. Big Will says next week school's out. I get a whole 2 weeks of pure relaxation. That's always nice. I love a nice break from school.
Big Will is such a good person in this community, man. He did the art obviously for the Nightmare on Frog Street.
Yes. I remember now. Thank you so much. Yes.
I'm doing a couple I wrote like some comedy sketches that he did the art for me that I haven't got to producing yet, but I'm going to be getting on those ASAP.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm gonna subscribe to Big Will then, everybody. Please. I should have been more proactive with that. That was such a fun thing to do. Everybody, if you haven't checked out the Nightmare on Frog Street yet, which I'm sure you all have, but what a fun endeavor that was. That was such a good time. See, Stood Up says slap that like button like Kermit slaps Piggy. Lethal Lightning says thank you, Big Will. JJ Odyssey says Eyes of the Dragon is more of a middle-aged type of story but Flag is one of the main people in it. Okay, so once again, more reoccurring characters under another name, but the initials are still RF. So okay, interesting. That's interesting. Big Will, lucky I will get you 2 weeks. Okay, I joined because I saw Snowdub. Thanks so much, Big Will. Appreciate you so much. Thanks again for hanging out. I'm going to check out your videos too. As Snowdub says, sweet. Okay, so here we are. James Marsden plays Cyclops in the X-Men movies. He is playing Stu Redman. Okay, yes, of course. Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's tons of information coming from DJ Odyssey about this. He sounds like the go-to guy about this whole show. So if anybody wants to know about that, go check him out. San Fran is expensive. Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's an expensive place to live. When I was an aspiring young 20-year-old musician, we had a very lucky, a very unique moment to speak with Charlie Hunter. Do you guys know who Charlie Hunter is?
I don't.
He's a famous New York musician who plays a guitar, which is 3 bass strings and 5 guitar strings, and it's a bass and a guitar put together. And so you're playing bass lines with your thumb, and then you're playing guitar lines. So it's crazy. But anyway, he's brilliant, amazing musician, and we got a chance to talk to him one time when he was rolling through town, and we're like, where should we live? Where should we move? And he's like, don't go to San Francisco because it's too damn expensive there. And he had just barely moved to Brooklyn at the time, and this was like 20 years ago. I was 20, so it was 20 years ago. Anyway, the long and short of it is that it's always been expensive to live there. So
yeah, for sure. It's pretty rough now, but I'm sure it's rough everywhere.
Okay, so Big Will says Killer Clowns from Outer Space is better than it may be young. I may be young, but you cannot beat the classics. Definitely. It's like every single moment in this movie was entertaining as hell, man. It was entertaining as hell. Michael Stark, welcome, Michael Stark, everybody. Michael Stark's an awesome dude. He's been a friend of this channel for a long time, and he's a great dude. He plays Skyrim videos, and they're better than Game of Thrones. Just awesome. Wow. Skyrim video. He does. Have you played Skyrim before?
No, I just added Michael Stark though.
Yeah. Subscribe to Michael. Okay, so what is with all these clowns? I know it's so true, Michael Starks. Thank you. Exactly, it's so true. It's what is with all these clowns? Like it apparently. So we have it, and then we have the Joker, and there's even a video out right now that someone made. That's it versus the Joker. There's several of them. There, it's like clowns fighting each other, and now we are talking about the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Well, it's almost October, and so we're talking about Halloween stuff and how great some of the 80s movies are. Let's see. Snowdub says much love to everyone. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. Yes, everybody. Thanks so much. Okay, so Big Will says I loved working on Nightmare on Frog Street. Amazing time. Yes, that was a great time, and I think we should make more. I know that it's a lot of work, but I'm always game to make more. I still think. Yeah.
Go ahead. Say that. What you want to say?
No, I'm just blazing through the super.
Yeah. What were you going to say about it?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
As opposed to this other guy over here. No, it's like. What was I going to say? I don't remember now. It was about just about the experience. I was just going to say that if whatever you end up working on, I would love to do the music for again. But if you need help with making stuff, if you need help making scenes, I can do that too. I do have cameras. I do have all kinds of gear that I bought. I spent so much money on trying to get this channel together. So it is my end game. I want to start making movies and really making films to do. So anyway,
that's unbelievable, dude. That's what I like to, it's good to talk to you, man. You're a real, you're a creator, and I like that, dude. You're my friend.
Yes. That's what this should be about. It's always should be about us supporting each other to
Friends,
do the stuff that we want to do.
friends give reach rounds.
Of course. I thought that's the initiation, correct?
Yeah,
That's
right. Obviously.
It's like we can't be friends yet. Oh, we're friends on Facebook. Oh, we're friends on Facebook, but okay.
Yeah.
So,
Just make sure you follow reach around protocol.
so Sodub says, I think it should have been called Nightmare on Pig Streets.
Yeah, he keeps saying that.
Okay.
I like, either way would work though. If it would have been Nightmare on Pig Street, I think that would have been just as fine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, it makes me think of like going to a barbecue. It makes me think of like Pig Street, big Pig Street. We're going down to Pat's Pig Street Barbecue.
Imagine how terrifying a barbecue joint is to a pig.
That it is. Okay, so that reminds me of Famous Dave's. Have you ever seen Famous Dave's logo?
I've never heard of Famous Dave.
Okay, so Famous Dave's is a chain of barbecue. It's like what's a barbecue? What's a barbecue place that you go to that's like a chain?
There's
it's
no
like a
chains around here.
There. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in a completely different world than you. I apologize. But you're like, chain. What the hell is that?
There's like vegan barbecue chains probably around here.
Vegan barbecue chains. You said
like tofu barbecue. No, I don't know. I'm
okay.
sarcastic, but some weird ass shit around here.
But so Famous Dave's. Okay, Famous Dave's logo is a pig in like a Corvette. It's like Barbie's Corvette, right? But it's like a pig is in there. It's driving the Corvette, and then it's got this giant rack of ribs that it's carrying. So it's like this cartoon pig, and it's like, hey, it's like, look at me, have some of my friend that I just cooked up. It's like,
that's actually terrifying.
It's actually it's pretty funny. I mean, it's just all just like cartoon stuff, but it's funny that a pig is driving this car carrying this giant rack of ribs. It's pretty funny. Okay, so
Man,
Michael Stark.
Now I'm hungry for barbecue.
That's I had a ton of it this year because I play in this country band, and so we play all these gigs where there's barbecue. So I had tons of it this year.
Dude,
I have
the best time ever.
And you know what? It's nuts
you
because
wear a cowboy hat.
I don't, because they tell me not to. I can rock a cowboy hat pretty well.
Yeah, I believe it.
But they told me they prefer to see my hair, so I just do
nice.
that.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. They just don't let me. These days, if you have too many cowboy hats in a country band, it's almost like it's considered kind of poser-ish or whatever. But
right.
So that's silly. But so Michael Stark says that Skyrim game never ends. My private life went to hell. And I've actually talked to a lot of people who said the same thing. I mean, when that game first came out, I mean, how many relationships died that day? I wonder. It's it's kind of a crazy thing. It is. I mean, it's a cinematic experience, and it's incredibly amazing storytelling. I'm enthralled by it every time I watch that game. Luckily, I haven't started playing it before. So, anyway, so yeah, two things to look forward to. Let's really quickly jump into some. Do you remember any of the other funny things that happened? Like there's the two ice cream truck guys that they were just so ridiculous. Like whenever he's like, "Hey guys, there's killer clowns around here," they're just like, and then he's like. And then what did he say? He's like, "Oh, you come over and check out these girls because the girls over here have big boobs." And then they're all of a sudden like, and then they both say it together like, "On it" or something. Like they didn't say that, but they said something like that. It's just ridiculous. I just remember the end being this like insane kind of a battle with the truck. Do you remember how I didn't get a chance to watch the ending this time? Did you get a chance to watch the ending this time?
No, I didn't.
Okay, but I do remember that there's kind of a big battle with the ice cream truck. Like something crazy happens with the ice cream truck. Anyway, but there's like even. Go ahead.
No, I was watching it. And I just didn't finish the ending. But I for the first like 60% of the film, it's so amazing. But they bring the ice cream truck and then they go back to the spaceship, I believe. Because when I was passing out last night, they were like the guys in the ice cream truck, and then we're prancing around the spaceship.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I remember now. Yeah. Oh yeah. I would love to see, dude. Okay, this is funny. So I would love to see Predator
Mhm.
and Killer Clowns. Like, so, dude,
That's a great idea.
that would be actually pretty funny. That I don't just be kind of. It would be just so ludicrous, but it would be kind of a cool what if comic, or maybe even just a silly story. If you could get it. But yeah, those clowns that were the way they were put together.
Yes.
Oh, it's like,
It's
what the
amazing.
hell? Do you know the detail of what they did to make those things? Do you have any idea?
No. But it looks like it was so much work. I mean, they're so funny and terrifying, and their means of killing the people are so amazing.
They do, and yeah, and that is the key thing too. And they did this, of course, with it as well. There's every single time someone dies, they die a different way, and so the making of Killer Clowns. Okay, so there is a documentary on making of Killer Clowns.
I gotta watch that.
It's hard to find though. It's like, there's Charles Cheetah. So it's, oh man, it's just on IMDb, but it's like you got to find this thing. It's probably on Amazon or something, but
Did they ever make a sequel? Do you know?
Oh, let's see. Let's find out. So, and they reminded me when I first saw. I remember when I first saw this movie, it reminded me of Critters. Do you guys? Anybody remember Critters? That movie back from the 80s, dude. I freaking loved the first two Critters movies. Were pretty fun, and then it just got kind of ridiculous. But they were still fun. I don't know. Did you like those movies?
Critters? Yeah, I loved Critters. I loved all those type of odd films like that. Critters, Ghoulies. I recently watched. Obviously, Gremlins.
Dude, I don't think I've seen Ghoulies. Or maybe I have. Is that like? Let's see. I think I actually have seen that one. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I don't think they made a sequel, which is probably for the best because the first movie the original was just so good. Tickler. Okay, hold on. I'm still digging for it to see. So anyway, but this is just silly. We'll talk more on Killer Clowns next time. I just thought there was so many funny parts. Like there's Royal Demo and that he plays the farmer, the guy that first sees it. He's like, well, friends, gee blazes. He's just like, oh, my circus is in town, bruh. And he's just like going around there and he's like, dealing with his dog and everything. It was pretty fun. Some great moments. Anyway,
great. Like little character actors in it.
Yeah, just so many of those. Okay. All right. Let's jump back in the chat, see who else we've got going on here. So TGIF, yeah, thanks, Death DBS, Death by Saber. Everybody check out Death by Saber, dude. He is hilarious. And one of my old friends from this channel, from YouTube, great stuff. He edits some great videos. One of my favorite videos of Death by Sabers is a video of he takes apart scenes from the raid, and he puts lightsabers in the guy's hands. Oh, and so yeah, it's badass. So yeah, everybody check out Death by Saber. He
watched the raid. Is that great?
Oh, it's as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of a classic action flick because the choreography is so over the top and so but it's not it's just great. I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. I still haven't seen the damn sequel. I've only seen the first one, but I know that the sequel is supposed to be even better.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I remembered seeing the sequel in the theater that was like, oh, it's playing. The sequel's playing in the theater, but I was like, I haven't seen the first one, so I didn't even go. And I'm mad that I didn't go. Anyway, it was just it's such a good
right subtitles.
There are subtitles if I remember correctly.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, but so if did you see John Wick 3?
Loved it. I just watched it today. Watched it last night and the night before.
The two guys at the end doing the crazy choreography with him.
Yeah, those guys are great.
Those are guys from the raid.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes. Nice. So now you know what I mean. Now you know what I'm talking about. Yes. So that's funny.
The guy who plays the assassin, the head assassin in John Wick 3, the Asian guy.
Yes.
He was like, John, hey John,
yes.
He totally reminds me of my friend's brother. They both remind me of a serial killer so much. But the guy is so funny. The guy in the film, I thought he was such a great villain in John Wick 3.
Yes, yeah, he was great. I loved those movies. I thought they were just great. I hope that they make like 10 John Wick movies. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Definitely, and like like what if I was running the John Wick franchise, I normally don't buy on to like women action people, but like the Halle Berry character, that was pretty believable, and they did it well. I'd love to see a show now, a TV spinoff with her, and maybe I don't know, somebody who lives from the first, like she could be going up against Common.
Yeah.
Because Common lived in the last one in John Wick 2.
Yes, dude. I need to rewatch those. Like I am so the story is there are details of that story that I barely remember. But yeah, I did like her character in that. Just the other day I saw an ad for something else that was on DVD recently, or maybe it was something that that came out recently, but it's kind of like that. I think it's actually a Charlize Theron movie, but it's not Charlize Theron, but it's someone else trying to be Charlize Theron. But then it's just a girl beating up like 20 guys.
Right.
It's like, and it's just
I can't stand those films. She's like $140, and she's like, in every one of those films, she's like kicking the shit out of some guy who's 200 pounds. It's like that's never gonna happen. I don't care what you teach her.
Yeah, I remember seeing stuff like that in 90s comic books. Did you ever? I don't know if you bought any 90s comic books, but I mean,
sure I did.
But there was a lot of that in like some of the X-Force stuff and stuff like that, where you did see a woman kicking a guy's ass, but it was like girls and guys kicking girls and guys' asses. So it wasn't like this one girl up against 10. Anyway, it's just silly how they're trying to replace men in these roles, and it's like.
Well, in life,
you just don't get it. You just don't get it. You okay? So you already can give birth. You already have this. You already have a huge advantage of me on YouTube. It's like any girl that gets a YouTube channel, boom, you're gonna get 1 million subscribers in like 2 days. It's like
yeah.
It's like,
all you have to be is good looking. You don't even have to be that good looking. You could be a big, you could be one of the girls that Buffalo Bill goes after, and you could still get hella views because guys are so thirsty on YouTube.
Well, and it's like 90% guys. The point is, it's like there's so many there's like so many advantages to that women have, and it's like they just want more. So anyway.
Right, dude. Do you follow Red Gaze?
Red Gaze? No, I'm not.
Oh, he's a good friend of mine on here. He's one of the good guys. And he's like really he made this video where it's about he's really into the Phantom Menace, not really into the Menace, but he's a part of he's into the culture of it, and he did a video about all the dick pics apparently all the women in the Phantom Menace are getting from guys. It's like, yeah, no shit, they're getting dick. I can't imagine their whole thing must be flooded with penis.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. that sucks. That's just, oh man, that's like, well, maybe I don't know. Maybe are they? Is it pissing them off? I don't know. Did he talk about that?
I'd say it's a hard yes.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. Like that sucks. It's like, really? Do you have to? It's like, do you want to ask first? Do you want to at least ask her first? If you're gonna. Yeah. It's like, that's horrible.
You mean get consent?
Yeah, it's like get something. It's like, really? Oh, okay. That's lame. That sucks. Oh well. Okay, so I'm trying to catch up on trying to get back in with this awesome crowd that we've had. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. It's like the force is strong with this log. The force is strong with Kermit the Log.
Thanks.
Thank you everybody so much for hanging out, dude. I just like it's I cannot even thank you enough. Appreciate everybody here. Let's see. So DJ Odyssey says okay, never played Skyrim. I'm still stuck on Fallout 4. So I love watching those games. I don't have time to play them, but I love watching them. I was a big gamer when I was a kid, and then I had all these younger brothers jump on the gaming thing, and so they were all playing it, and I was just like, yeah, cool. I'll just watch my brothers, and because I have 3 younger brothers, and we're all just big gamers, and so I was like, I'll just watch you guys play because I just love watching people play. It's so awesome. Okay, so Snowdub says Cotton and Fanatics Connection. Yes, that's the name of our new studio. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. That's the name of our new studio that we have. Big Will says I'm current. Do you want to read some of these, Kermit? Do you want to read some of these?
Oh yeah, whatever.
If you want, if you have it in front of you, I don't
No.
want to be the only guy reading it. If you want to,
go ahead.
I'll read. Let's alternate. How's that?
Sure.
Big Will says I'm currently watching the original Karate Kid. Dude, fuck yeah, Big Will, dude. That's all, dude. I get ridiculously emotional whenever I see that fucking movie, man. I fucking love that movie. I grew up. That movie came out when I was. Dude, Ralph Macchio is 2 years. No, he's 1 year older than I am. We're
no
the same
way.
fucking. No, I'm not kidding. When that movie first came out, I saw that movie.
God, man. Hey,
I saw that movie,
good, bro. You're looking good. You know,
it's a Ralph Macchio teaches me. No, I don't know. It's because I don't eat. I do intermittent fasting, and so that really improve like that puts years on your life. Doing intermittent fasting.
What's that? Like, you don't eat until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon every day or something?
Yeah. And then some people do whole days.
Yeah.
And some people, and it's like, I mean, it's not, it's not for everybody. It's like when you start getting up in my age, when you get in your 40s and you start getting a gut, that's when you start doing it. It's like, okay.
Well, I've had a gut since I was like a little boy, so that's okay. But I'm Polynesian. My boy is one of my best friends. He's Muslim, and he for every year for Ramadan he has to fast the whole month. So sometimes I fast with him, like just to try to do that and stuff. But
and he fasts for
a month. They fast for a month every year for Ramadan. And every year it changes in the month. It's like it depends on it's on the lunar system. So like this year it could be July when Ramadan is, and then next year would be August. Every year it depends on the moon.
Wow.
And so yeah, it's better for the Muslims when it's cold because like if Ramadan's in the winter. I'm sorry to now everybody's listening about the history of Ramadan, but like if Ramadan's in the winter, then their fasting day is shorter because they just have to fast until nighttime.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
dude, that's nuts, man. I oh my gosh. I mean, fasting a whole month, that's intense. Okay, so yeah, I love the original Karate Kid. It's just the music. I did a whole session, a recording session after I watched that movie recently, and did a bunch of new music that made me like think of the Karate Kid. So let's see, Kermit the Log is one of your favorite movies, Porky's. I've never seen fucking Porky's. I can't believe I've never seen that movie.
Porky's another film I used to just whack it to as a kid every day in high school because it was like seriously naked women and like it was like American Pie before American Pie, and also before we had the internet to watch porn with.
Oh wow. No, that's what it is. I mean, I remember like in the 80s, in the 90s, 80s and 90s, there was always a section. There was always a section in the DVD or the VHS theater for that. So let's see. And well, it was funny because people were just people were just like going in there and
they used to have like a little screen, right, or like a little like a shower curtain, right, to get into the back room.
Yeah. Okay, so Big Will says the ice cream truck guys. Will we ever know if they had sex with those clowns? So that's right. They tried to bang the clowns. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Matt Squirrel says, I am going to finish up some work over here. Great stream. Hope to hop in again soon. No pun intended. Nice. I have a good night, gentlemen. Thank you so much, Matt Squirrel. If you're still here, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you so much. Tuck and Roll says Snow Dub. And then, of course, okay, yeah. So if you want to here, why don't you go ahead and read? Let's alternate. You go ahead and read the next one by Snow Dub.
Snow Dub said, Leonardo DiCaprio first movie was Critters 2, I believe. Wow. That's pretty interesting. I need to watch Critters 2 then.
That's right. He was in Critters 2, and then I think right after that, he was in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. So,
wow, that's really amazing. Oh,
I had forgotten about that. I had totally forgotten about that. Uh-oh. We're losing audio. Okay. Well, I don't know if anybody else can hear, but it's something happened to the stream. Maybe if I reload the page, because I can't hear Kermit. I can't hear. Can you hear me? Oh, crap. All right, we're having audio issues. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix these issues. Sorry, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, so it's working, but we lost the feed from Kermit. Kermit! Kermit! Ah, shit. Okay. Well, all right. So I'm going to read these. Hopefully, you can get back in. See, I watched Killer Klowns so long ago. I don't really remember, but it was very funny. Yes, I freaking love that movie. It's actually hilarious if you get a chance. Anybody check it out again. It's very artfully made. It's beautiful, beautifully made. Not so much like The Last Jedi was beautifully made. So anyway, let's see here. Let's see. Big Will says, "And your best around, and nothing is ever going to ping you down. You're the best." Definitely, dude. I love that freaking song. Death by the Saber says, "Vulcan Death Group." Thank you. Oh, Kermit is back, I think.
Sorry about that, man. My computer died.
Welcome, Kermit. Oh no, it's Kermit. What does Kermit do when he's happy about something?
Ah!
And he like runs around. Ah!
Yeah, that's the running gif. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know. My computer just died. It's strange.
So here we got Shaney Entertaining in the chat. Thanks. Listen, everybody jump over to Shaney Entertaining. He's got a brand new video. Click the like button on his video. He's got a brand new video out right now. That's about it's hilarious, and it's Skeletor responding to Dave Chappelle. So if you have not seen that fucking video yet, it's freaking hilarious, and I laughed so hard. And he actually also does a video where he's responding to it's him responding to Mickey Mouse, and Mickey Mouse trying to make excuses for Kathleen Kennedy. So it's just really awesome. Anyway, great. Yeah, if you got, and his voices are insane. If anybody has not checked out Shaney Entertaining, he is insanely talented. This guy belongs. He's big time. He is big time, huge. He belongs in the, he belongs to be working on the real deal. He's the real deal. Seriously, everybody subscribe to Shaney Entertaining and check out his latest videos. They're just incredibly hilarious and super creative. There's this, one of the main things that he has that reoccurs in his videos. He has his closet is a portal to another dimension, and so he can open up and you can get through into his, and like Kathleen Kennedy pops through at one point, and just anyway, it's just hilarious stuff. Yeah, it's really awesome. Yeah, really great stuff. Really great stuff. So 7 days to go to the area. So Death's by the Saber points out the 7 days to go to Area 51 raid. So let's talk about the Area 51 raid, everybody. So I actually. This is fucking hilarious. So I actually got work off all of next week just because I was thinking about going.
Wow.
Well, apparently, like some YouTubers just barely got arrested for being there. Like it's not gonna be like this happy-go-lucky like Woodstock thing. It's gonna be like people are gonna show up and get like. They're just gonna get all the way. Like I don't know. Like
I heard there's gonna be tons of bands playing. I thought that's what you're about to say. Like
really?
People, like locals are like, it's like a venue for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like if they let them set up, it's like where I guess if you set up like at the restaurants and stuff near there. So I'm just looking this up right now. It says here a YouTuber was arrested while trying to enter Area 51. This was 2 days ago, and this is BuzzFeed News. So I don't know whether to say it again.
That guy's tripping. You're gonna get shot.
Dude, yeah, well, it's like, it's crazy. Let's see the news. Let's see all the news currently. Okay, so some Dutch vloggers wanted to visit Area 51. They wound up in jail instead. This is 1 day ago. So
Wow.
people are getting hauled off to jail. So it's like, part of me is like, I mean, I wanted to just go. I did. I was actually going to plan. I was planning on going out there and just playing music out of and make videos and just like interview
Nice,
people. And
dude.
I
How
think that
fun
would
is
be.
that?
Say it again.
How much fun?
That would be hilarious. That would be just interesting and hilarious and really fun to do. But I just didn't.
Yeah.
I just don't even know if it's even worth it at this point. I don't know. Storm Area 51, the joke that became a possible humanitarian disaster. Let's look up this article here. So it says, in Nevada's remote southern country of Lincoln lie two unassuming towns. They're combined, blah, blah. What makes them special, however, is their proximity to the top secret U.S. Air Force base. Okay, June 20th, 20-year-old Maddie Roberts, a student from Bakersfield, California, posted a tongue-in-cheek Facebook feed. Okay, so they're just talking about how more people. Apparently, people have been saying that it's canceled, but just people are saying that two men, a YouTuber and his friend, both from the Netherlands, have already been arrested 3 times.
What an asshole.
Instead, let's see, a restricted zone near the Air 51 base, charged with, and so they weren't even on the base. They were arrested charged with trespassing on Tuesday, and they told police they wanted to look at the facility. So it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, if I went, I wouldn't try to go in. I would just be like, hey, what's going on? And just like talk to people. Like that's the only reason I would go. But it's like, I don't even know. It's like, it would be, first of all, it'd be a traffic shit show. So you're just driving out there and you'd be stuck in traffic forever. That's it. Actually, if people are actually going.
Do they have places for people to stay there? There can't be enough beds.
Yeah.
Probably have to sleep in your car. But I would like to do that too. I would like to go there and interview people with Kermit, with videos.
Dude, that would be hilarious. Like just like Triumph, the insult comic dog.
Yes, exactly.
Just go.
Exactly, Triumph. Exactly. Exactly. Like I get arrested, and it's like the arrested photos of Kermit. The mugshot.
Oh, that'd be so funny, dude. I would, I would help. I would work on your crew if you did that. If you put together a bunch of material, or I'm sure you probably do, or you probably already have material, but like put a bunch of material and then just go to Area 51 as Kermit and like have Kermit dressed up in like tinfoil hat and stuff and just be like,
yo, that was funny. Yeah.
So guys, what's going on? Are you gonna run in there and get shot? Huh? Or whatever. I don't know. It's like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a crazy thing.
It'd be cool. Yeah, I wouldn't even need material. That's enough material, right? You just got to talk to these weirdos.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like, and I'm sure you would probably run into some people who are like, "Yeah, I was abducted." Like you're gonna have people that are there who is like, "Yes, I have a probe still up my ass right now." Like
for sure, dude. A lot of those people, I guarantee you, would weird me out. I have a big time danger notice that goes off on me. I don't like being around crazy people,
Yeah, it's like okay, so people are calling this alien stock, by the way. So this is Storm Area 51 joke. Okay, so is alien stock still happening? Let's see, Storm Area 51.
That's probably because wood is offensive now.
Wood is?
Yeah. It's like, like a hard on, it's like you can't say
you're
that.
Kidding.
No, I know, I'm just joking.
Okay. You got me there. It's like these days you never freaking know, man. Let's see what okay, so BBC says mysterious going-ons or nothing. Let's see. I don't think anybody has any solid information, but it's like I think that it's going to probably okay, so hold on here. So what is alien stock? Okay, now he says that he's can't. Okay, so here we go. Government Govert Charles Wilhelmus Jacob swept the ties Grandier and said that they saw the no trespassing signs, but wanted to look at the facility according to the night. Okay, so the creator of Storm Area 51 event was due to launch a music festival. So you're correct. You're right. They were going to launch a music festival there, called it Alien Stock, in the town of Rachel, with a population of 87. So imagine if you lived in that. Imagine if you lived in that town. You're just like, oh shit, there goes the neighborhood. It's like, and you see all these people.
87 people in the town.
It's like the movie Independence Day, right? And everybody all goes down in their campers and they're just all, yay, aliens! You're our friends. So on seeing his social media on seeing his social media prank turn into an internet sensation, Matty Roberts, 21. So this guy who started this, he's only 21 years old, decided to create an actual event scheduled to take place on 2022. So that's next weekend. Now he says it's canceled and claims it's for safety reasons and wanting to avoid creating another Fry Fest, the world's most infamous festival flop. I want to look that up. Let's look up Fry Fest. I'm looking that up now. Let's see what this says here. So it sounds like, Fry Fest. Oh, I know what this is. I think I know what this is. This was that one where they tried to raise a ton of money on these islands, but it was all just a big hoax. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear about that? It was like that. Yeah. So that was the big Fry Fest. So it was the whole thing was an entire hoax. Okay. I guess there's a whole documentary about it on Netflix, and I still have not watched that. It's very interesting. But anyway, so that's
Kendall Jenner or something was involved with it.
Oh, okay.
They were part of they promised people to come to the party or something. I don't know. I didn't watch that Netflix special either.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see, dude. I'm curious to see if Netflix will actually survive against Disney. That's gonna be what it is. It's gonna be down to the wire. It's gonna be between Netflix and Disney, kind of duking it out together. It's like I wonder if Netflix will actually survive, because Disney owns freaking everything now. It's Hulu will always survive because Hulu is owned by Disney, but it's going to be, yeah, they do. And so they're probably going to put I'm guessing this. They're probably going to put all their Fox content, like all the stuff that Disney owns now, like all the amazing 20th Century Fox movies. Those are all going to be on Hulu. And then Disney will just have all their Disney stuff, and then they're just going to rule the freaking boycott Disney, everybody. Boycott Disney. Okay, so I lost my place, and now I'm trying to find it here. Do you want to read some of the chats? Anybody? Let's see here. I'm trying to.
I had to switch my computers though, because
Okay, no, that's fine. I'll find it. Let's see. Let's see. I can watch Killer Klowns. Okay, here we are. So the Area 51 raid. Yeah. So Death by Saber. If you go to Area 51, I'll meet you there. If you go, I'll meet you there, and we can make a Star Wars movie. We'll make a Star Wars movie. We'll go there and make a Star Wars movie, and then everybody else will just be in it there together. So we'll just have a lightsaber battle there at the place. DJ Odyssey says, I have to laugh. I just scrolled down to see what other videos are up under the chat, and Killer Klowns is listed. Seriously, yeah, definitely. So I guess people are just figuring out that we were comparing Killer Klowns to it, and we were saying that Killer Klowns is better. Are we gonna say?
Oh no, I'm on the YouTube now. I could read some stuff, but I'm trying to find where you're at.
Okay, I am on. Well, I'm closer to the bottom. Well, yeah, I'm closer to the bottom. We're closer to the bottom. There's a big Fanatics of Film by Death by Saber in orange there. It says, DJ Odyssey, I have to laugh. Okay, so how y'all? Okay, so let's see. Thank you so much. Again, everybody, subscribe to Shaney Entertaining and Death by Saber. These guys are just my old friends from the channel. I live stream with these guys all the time. These guys are badass motherfuckers. They know their shit. They are amazing. Shaney is brilliant, and so is Death by Saber. See, Michael Stark says, Mr. Shaney, you late. And see, Big Will says, anyways, I've got to crap a ton of I got a crap ton of homework to finish in 2 hours. It's time for me to go. Okay,
yeah,
thanks, Frank.
Big Will's in high school.
Yeah.
He's only 14.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. I'm
in
so
Australia.
Happy. Okay, well, I'm so happy to have. It's so good to be able to chat with younger people, because I've always wanted to know how they feel about what's going on with entertainment right now, and it's actually really good to see that, because I'm dying to talk with younger people, because it's like Disney, they're just brainwashing to thinking, oh yeah, we're doing the collective thing. We're gonna make all these younger people think the way we want them to think, and they're gonna virtue signal, and they're gonna be just like us, you know.
Yeah, Big Will seems like an old soul, and anybody who's in this kind of collective, they don't think like the average, the group think, unless they're doing our group think, it seems like,
Yeah.
Lethal Lightning send a super chat.
Say it again.
Lethal Lightning says, good stuff, lads, very much enjoying. $2 super
awesome.
chat.
Oh, dude, thanks. Thank you so much, dude. I'm nowhere near you. Holy shit, I'm way behind now. Okay, so there's a lot. Thanks. Geez, this is thanks everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. The force is strong with you all. Let's see. So let's see. Black Hat Cinephiles says Ralph Macchio is 57 years old. Okay, so
Yeah, come on. Exactly. That's what I was
I was
thinking.
wrong. I was wrong. I got him. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm 43, so I'm
Yeah.
not that much younger than him. But I did. He's not. No, he's not. Dude, he's not
Yeah,
57.
he
Dude,
is.
he's not fucking
He
57.
is 57. So is Johnny.
Okay. Well, I mean, I must have got him mixed up with someone else. So, all right, yeah, I stand corrected. I sent him several. I do love this guy. Like I sent him several like messages, and he hasn't responded. But I want him to respond one day. Yeah, I've sent him several messages. I want to at least talk to him once in my life because I love him.
You
Yeah.
DM'd the Karate Kid?
Say it again.
You DM'd the Karate Kid?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it. Well, not like I sent him a message on Instagram, and I've sent him a couple of tweets. But you know, it's like I can't DM him. I can't tweet him unless he's following me. So, I mean,
Right.
I can't DM him on Twitter unless he's following me. So yeah, no, he's not. But you know, I'm sure he gets it from a million people all the time. So okay, so I stand corrected, everybody. Sorry, it felt like I I thought I was the same age. I'm the same anyway. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about that now. Scramble channel. Let's see. Yeah, so Shani and Shani says Scramble channel. DBS, how you okay, let's see. Let's go through here. Lost you, Ben. Yes. Commercial break. Yeah, exactly. I must have we lost our your computer died. That's what happened. The killer clowns got you, right? That's what happened.
Yep. Exactly.
That's what happened. Kermit was muted. Okay, so Blackout Society started to collapse. Run. That's what Michael Stark says. I missed all these while we were blacking out. We can hear you, but okay. Thanks so much, everybody, for hanging out. Jesus, this is such great people. Let's see. Death by Saber says I was Shaney's 1000th sub. Death by Saber does that. He makes sure to do that with a lot of channels. He'll wait till a channel gets to $9.99 and then he films it and then he's like, hey, check it out. Look, I'm your 1000th sub.
That's awesome.
And he makes videos about it. There's several of them where he does it. So everybody check it. If you want to see a lot of 99, go turn to 1000. Go to Death by Saber's channel. He does that. It's pretty funny. It's hilarious.
That sounds fulfilling.
Yeah. It's like it's checking things off, you know. I think I was 624th subbed to Shaney. That's what Michael Stark says. I even made a video when I clicked the sub button. Wow. Yes. Yeah, exactly. There you go. So Death by Saber saying Raid Area 51. He's still wanting to do it. Let me know what you find. That's okay. So you're not going to meet me there? Damn you. Go to hell. Michael Stark says, let them aliens and let loose those aliens and fly away in UFOs to Mars. Tra la la. Yes, definitely, dude. And they're singing tra la la all the way to Mars. So, Michael Stark says, let me see them aliens fly away. DG Odyssey says, you can't call them aliens. They are undocumented space creatures. Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, that's freaking funny. That is funny as hell. Yeah, they're undocumented space workers or. Yeah, I cannot think of anything better than that. That is hilarious. Snowdub says, what of the aliens are us just from millions of years ago in the future? Yes. Let me I need to think about that for a second.
That just gave me a nosebleed.
You're just like yeah, that's let's see, what are the aliens just from millions of years ago in the future? From millions of years in the future. What of the aliens are us? Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's all the aliens. I mean, okay, so I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking that he's saying. I'm thinking that he's pointing out that aliens are from the future because it takes them millions of years to get here.
Uh-huh.
So you're time traveling anyway if you're traveling from that far away from whatever habitat whatever civilization they're flying from, whatever planet or civilization or system they're flying from, they have to fly from a very far away place. That's my interpretation of it. I could be wrong, but it's like, well, it's like so when you think
like Lethal Lightning's in Australia and it's like it's already Saturday, probably around 2:00 p.m. there. So if he were to come to San Francisco here, he'd be going back in time. Is that similar to what you're saying?
Yes. Yes.
And
Precisely.
also, Australia is like aliens, right? I mean, it's another.
Yeah, it's the yeah. Apparently, that's they speak alien tongue, right? I used to idolize Australian accents. I thought they were the best thing when I was a kid growing up. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, let's see what. It's okay. Michael Stark says, GG Odyssey, ha ha ha. Okay, Snowdub says, and the spaceships are time machines. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The spaceships are time machines because they have to travel so far and you're traveling through time. Snowdub Music says, I heard, Michael Stark says, I heard that the theory about how that would explain full black, lifeless eyes. Full black, lifeless eyes. Does he mean black? Okay, maybe I think he's talking about black holes, maybe.
Maybe.
That's what I don't know. That's what I get out of that. Big, full black, lifeless eyes. That's me. Those are my.
It sounds like Brie Larson.
That's the one with the yes. She's the plank of wood with the full black, lifeless eyes. Yes. Death by Saber says Snowdub and Music. I want to get in the time machine and go back in time and do Marty McFly's mom. Of course we do. Are you kidding? Like that was like it's like. When I was a kid, I remembered going, why is he turning away?
Yeah,
like,
same here.
When she's trying to seduce him in the car, I'd just be like, why is he like acting so weird? Why doesn't he kiss her back? It's like she's so hot. It's like, it's because he's you didn't get it. But
well, to go full circle, I'd like to go back in time, like I said at the beginning, and stop women from voting, and by that preventing World War I.
That's what you said at the beginning, and so that would be so. Is there a video that we need to watch about this that talks specifically about, their involvement in the creation of World War I? I'm curious. I know
there has to be some video on that, and if there isn't, I'm sure Angus should make one. Black Angus.
I'm going to give my 2 cents on that. I think, and just in general, it's just because. This is just my 2 cents on it. I think I love women. I think they're amazing. I think they should definitely be allowed to vote. However, they do. A lot of women do vote on the side of the left, meaning that they're not thinking about the repercussions of things that happen, and they're not thinking about. So anyway, just so many leftists are they vote against immigration and all that type of thing. So what happens when people are emigrating is women get raped. So it's like they're not thinking about those things. Anyway, I'll probably get demonetized now because I said that. But
you got to say grapes, date grapes.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I'm just stating my opinion. I'm not trying to say any. I'm not trying.
Only married women should be able to vote.
They tend to when they have protection, they tend to feel like they want to protect their family, and so those are things that become of value. Country, family, those things become of value to them, and that goes for anybody, regardless if you're a man or a woman. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Whatever.
Oh yeah. Hey, you got 2 new super chats. Just to let you know.
Okay, so we're gonna jump on those here. Okay, so I am dying to know what Michael Stark meant by explain full black lifeless eyes. I think he's talking about Brie Larson. Death by Saber says, I want to get in the time machine. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm going to show this. Okay, so, I may have done 1 or 2. They are in their 20s when they played teen. Okay, so I'm not sure what he's talking about that. Black Hat Cinephiles in the chat to everybody. Check out Black Hat Cinephile. Once again, if you haven't checked out Black Hat Cinephile, he has a great video that analyzes The Watchmen. If you're a Watchmen fan, Watchmen is the best, in my opinion. Watchmen is the best part of the DC Comics universe. So if you haven't checked, just check. It's pretty amazing. It's one of the greatest stories ever in my personal opinion. I love DC Comics, and that's one of my favorites. So
I never read the comic or the graphic novel, but I've seen the movie, obviously.
You should read the book because it is something to be said. It's like okay, you know how film fanatics say Taxi Driver is like the or they say what other movies are like, what do you mean you haven't seen this movie? Like anyone who writes stories, if you're a story writer, if you're whatever screenwriter, anyone who studies the analysis of great stories, they praise the Watchmen story. It's just brilliant with what's been done of it. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's amazing. Like I said, watch Black Cat Cinephile's video on that.
I will.
So if you get a chance, it's pretty cool. He analyzes. Did you see the movie? Did you see the Watchmen movie?
Oh yeah, I love the movie.
Yeah, okay.
I'm excited for the show.
Yeah, the show, dude. The show is just anti-Trump. It's just left-wing anti-Trump propaganda.
It came out already. The show Watchmen came out already.
It's coming out soon, and I've done some deep dives on it, and it's.
Oh no, that's too bad, dude.
Guess what it is? Guess what the whole premise of the Watchmen prequel is?
Taking down the patriarchy.
I bet that's going to be season 2. Season 1 is taking down white supremacy because there's so much of it now.
Yeah,
it's just such BS. It's just such BS. Like it's like really after all the amazing things that came out of that crazy. A lot of people who love the comic hate the movie. A lot of people hate the movie.
Wasn't it like Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan themed?
Yes. Well,
so is it going to be in the present tense? Is it going to be present times then, or is it going to be in the 70s or 80s? The show.
It's the show is supposed to take place now, and the show it takes place now, and it's a sequel to the comic. So it's not even a sequel to the movie. So it's like people who are watching this are going to be completely lost. And the funny part about it is that it's like after all these, you see this crazy conflict in between these super beings, and then now we're left with white supremacy. So it's just racist shit.
Yeah,
it's like after all that, it's like,
damn man, that sucks because hopefully, like I know we touched on Chappelle earlier, but like Chappelle. Even the show The Boys, they're not necessarily politically correct, and I'm hoping that people are thirsty for something that's just not the same cookie cutter politically correct bullshit,
Yeah. Yep.
And also, real quick, the Rookie Critic, he did the 2 super chats.
I'm gonna get to those. I'm so sorry. If you want, we're gonna get to those. Go ahead.
Rookie says, "You guys coming by my stream party on Wednesday?"
Okay.
And then he said, "My mom thought you were funny in the quest." I'm assuming you were in that, Ben?
Yeah. That was good. Well, awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Rook. I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much, and I enjoyed doing it. I love your channel, man. You have the work of an ant, a life-size ant that is lifting giant buildings and carry, because that's what an ant can do. If an ant was our size, it could lift a skyscraper. It could carry one. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I was just watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kid.
Oh, I do. I've never seen any of those movies.
Oh, bro. Dude,
I know. Isn't that sad? Well, I saw the very first one like when I was little, but I don't even remember it. So I pretend that I haven't seen it because I don't remember it. I just know there's Rick Moranis is in it. That's all I remember.
My the job I'm doing, the guy wants a horror film to be written kind of, and he wants to involve like nature type of plant stuff. So I was watching Little Shop of Horrors and that other film we just said, the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, because the plant life stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but Little Shop of Horrors is actually really good too.
I love Little Shop of Horrors. That was one of my favorites. Steve Martin in there.
Yes.
Hell yes.
Oh hell man, he killed the show. And Bill Murray, but Steve Martin's great, dude. Is the dentist.
Dude, so good, so funny, man. I take a puppy in a bear's head. It's like that whole. What did she say? Dude,
you're good. You should be in Halloween.
I need to learn that song because I just need to learn the words. I don't remember the words, but I used to love that. So great stuff. What a classic. Film. And I love that. I love the music from it because when I was a kid, it's like, anyway, it was good stuff. Suddenly see more. Anyway.
Yeah, dude. Hey, but one thing about the Rookie, he's having that stream party on Wednesday.
Yeah,
and he's been trying to fund he's going to drink beer. I guess he doesn't really drink, so he was like looking for suggestions for alcohol. I don't know if you have any suggestions. I told him to try a Colt 45.
I remember. So I'm so glad you brought up Colt 45 because Death by Saber has a hilarious video about Colt 45. Check out Death by Saber's video about Colt 45.
You had me at Colt 45.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm not gonna say anything that happens. You will laugh your ass off. And anyway, when I get a better streaming situation with my thing, we'll be able to watch. But anyway, everybody go watch that freaking channel on Death by Saber. It's so fucking funny. Okay. Lethal Lightning says, you'd be surprised who will reply to DMs I get to interview Shannon McCrandle Lynn. If you have the passion and know your shit, then put yourself out there. They just might reply. Cool. So yeah, instead of just worshiping them, I've sent some like, you're the greatest, but I don't understand. Like, you got to be like, it's like, hey, I want to do a quick interview. So yeah, I totally would love to. I would love to interview Ralph Macchio. Holy shit, man. That's it. Thank you, Lethal Lightning, for saying that, because it's something that I would love to do someday at some point. I've tried to get Mark Hamill to like some of my stuff at some point too as well. Death by Saber says, I'm your 1,000 sub for this day forth. Put your faith in me. So okay, so we're gonna put your faith in everything. Okay, so it's Cheney Entertaining says aliens are SJWs or SJWs are aliens. One of the two. Let's see, 3:15 p.m. on Saturday. That is Lethal Lightning says 3 feet. I don't know if
that's the time it is for him right now. Ben, you hear me? Yo, Ben.
All right, sorry. Yeah. So what's 3:15 on Saturday?
That's the time it is for him right now, I believe.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's hella in the future.
Oh, that's okay. Let's see. So
he went like, if he came back this way to San Francisco, then he'd be going back in time, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Death by Saber says PewDiePie doesn't know shit about moisture farming. Okay. Snowdub says no, aliens are us from the future. Okay, that's what he was trying to say. So aliens are us from the future.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because it's it's because if they're going to be they're far away. They're on someone on Mars. So that actually reminds me of that show Expanse. So the Expanse. Okay. That show is. Have you even watched? Anyway, it's a lot.
I've watched like 4 episodes of it, but I didn't love it. But I know I should, so I should.
You don't have to love it. Not everybody.
No, I mean, everybody likes it. I want to watch it.
It's definitely intense. It's very it's extremely dense, and it's very complex. It's a very complex show. But the point is that in that series, if you haven't seen it, Snowdub it's actually a really cool story because the people that live on Mars are just people that moved to Mars years ago, right. And it's in the future, and they call them Martians. They're like, hey, so Martians are blah, blah, blah. But it's just people that live on Mars, but they're humans. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so interesting stuff there. Yeah.
It's like that Christopher Nolan film with Matthew McConaughey, like in his daughter, the redhead from It, too.
Yes.
Jessica Chastain. It's like they're in the future, and he's like, did you get them?
Oh, you're talking about the Christopher Nolan movie. Yeah. You're talking about Interstellar.
Oh yeah. Now that film was pretty intense. Like hard to. It's not like a film I've watched a bunch of times over again. But I got it the first time. But they were like going back in time, right?
Well, the part that stands out to me most when you say that, when you were talking about that, we're talking about time travel in space, and it reminds me of the time when it's like literally. Because the gravity is so messed up on one planet, on one of the planets that they arrive at, the gravity is so screwed up, or it's just so different, so alternate from their own, that it literally takes, you'd be gone for like 20 minutes or something, or like 2 hours, but it's like 30 years for somebody else. That's so crazy. It's like, yeah, it's just a crazy concept. So yeah, it's like space travel, man. It's just something that's so amazing and alluring at the same time. And yeah, Someday. My brother wants to move to Mars. He wants to be one of the first people to Mars. Like he wants to jump on with Elon Musk and
Wow.
go to Mars. And I'm like, dude,
Those
you're
people
just
always
gonna
die. Those people always die in the film.
Yeah. I should be like, dude, why? It's like, why you're gonna die. We've seen you die in the movies. It's like, yeah, if you're gonna be on the Pioneer, ship to Mars, yeah, most likely. It's like Elon Musk when they get the ship that goes to Mars, it'll be like Elon Musk isn't gonna be on that ship.
He's gonna be on like the 10th trip, after the people's grandkids are dead.
Yes.
Elon Musk is gonna be what's his name from the whole franchise, though, right? The guy from the Alien Predator films, the guy who's the running. Did you see the one with God? What's the last Alien films with Michael Fassbender?
Yes. I'm sorry. What was it again?
Prometheus.
Yes, of course. I loved Prometheus. I loved it.
I loved it too. I didn't love part 2 though, but I loved part 1.
Dude, yeah, Alien. What was it? What was the name of that stupid one?
But the guy Prometheus, the owner who funds it, he's the guy. He's the running villain through the Alien films.
Yeah, you're talking about Ridley Scott.
Well, no. Yeah. There's a guy, his character, and he's funding.
Oh yes, of course.
Wayland. Wayland Industries.
Wayland, yes, Wayland, and that's actually played by Guy Pearce,
right,
in this series. Yes.
But yeah, he's the Elon Musk for sure.
Yes, yeah, he is the Elon Musk, and Guy Pearce, man, what happened to him? Poor guy, like he disappeared.
After Iron Man 3, he hasn't been in much. That's such a great actor.
Yeah, he was. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed him as the Elon Musk character there. So, let's see. So Shannon Entertaining says Brie Larson has lifeless ass. Yes, Brie Larson does not have America's ass. She has lifeless ass. Okay, yeah. So Rookie says, you guys come into my stream party on Wednesday. If you're still there, yes, I'm going to do my darndest. I normally teach on Wednesdays, and I'm going to be coming home a little bit later, so I'm going to definitely jump in there. So you mentioned Colt 45. Check out Death by Saber's Colt 45 video. I was going to mention a Full Sail. Full Sail is my favorite beer out there. It's the best. Or you can just get some of it. No, I'm just kidding.
What was that?
That was, yeah, it's just natural. I just trash. Oh, yeah. It was just sitting here, and I didn't even. It's just something that I left over from cooking with brats. I cooked brats in that. So
wow.
Let's see. Michael Stark says no. Actually, if aliens are actually evolved humans from the future, then how explain those eyes? Everything else could be explained because of tech. So well, they're Google. Google. Yeah. They're just wearing Google glasses, like the Google. I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, it's a funny thing to think about. Yeah, the giant eyes and everything. There's so many crazy testimonies about aliens that I've watched. Did you see that documentary? That's on Netflix about I can't remember his name, but anyway, there's some great. It's the reason why people know about Area 51, and it's because of this guy. So anyway.